Ladies and gentlemen, it's wild card weekend, Sunday night football. Chris Collinsworth. Finally, we get Chris Collinsworth. I didn't realize how much I love me some Chris Collinsworth until Saturday night happened and he wasn't around. So, definitely excited to have Chris Collinsworth back. His son is working double time. He's got his son on the field, and he was also on the field last night for the Jacksonville Jaguars game. Not that the flight from Jacksonville to Cincinnati is a long flight, probably about two-hour flight tops. But everybody, including our podcast, everybody going through the grind right now of the playoffs. It's been a great time so far. I'm going to look it up real quick. Flight from Jacksonville to Cincinnati. Here you go. It is Jacksonville to Cincinnati flight. Oh, I guess I got to say time. 1 hour and 54 minutes. I said 2 hours. So Jack Collinsworth, Chris Collinsworth's son, gets done with the game in Duval County last night, hops on a plane, flies 1 hour and 54 minutes to Cincinnati to be on the field tonight for the Bengals home playoff game against the Baltimore Ravens. We got a lot of good things to talk about when Rick gets on. I want to save the stuff for when Rick gets on, but Rick will be joining me very shortly. He is going to be taking a hot, steamy shower because he finished his chores, and he is going to be coming on the air live for all of us. So we will all be waiting on that, and we will get Rick's pick. Now, I'm sure he'll elaborate just because we're doing some pregame stuff. That's what you tend to see in pregame is we reiterate why we picked what we picked. So just to be clear at this portion, me and Rick both picked the Bengals to win this game. Now, as much as I think that the world is pretty much all in agreement on the Joe Burrow pick, it's worth saying that I don't know if it's going to come as easy as we're making it out to be. It may be a little more hard-earned than we thought. Remember, the Ravens are at 10-17. They do have double-digit wins. They do have the number 3 scoring defense. They are in the playoffs. They do have one of the best coaches, top 5 coaches in the NFL, in John Harbaugh. They do have winning traditions, and this is a divisional rival match, and the Ravens have beaten the Bengals. They did it earlier in the season. There are a lot of things that we are choosing to willfully ignore, probably because Lamar Jackson's not playing. He said, "Thank you for everyone for your support. I've suffered a PCL grade 2 sprain on the borderline of a strain 3. There's still some inflammation surrounding my knee, and my knee remains unstable, but I wish I could be out there with my guys more than anything, but I can't give 100% of myself to my guys." And that was Lamar Jackson on Thursday. So today it will be Tyler Huntley getting the start. He's 2-2 as a starting quarterback in 2022. And Tyler Huntley will be the person tasked with the mission to get out there and deliver a major upset on the road to Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Well, Tyler Huntley was a guy that 2 years ago had to come in for Lamar Jackson. As we know, Lamar Jackson frequently injured. And Tyler Huntley was an amazing quarterback, and I thought Tyler Huntley should be a starting quarterback somewhere. He has not been able to repeat that success during his duration of taking over as a starter this year. Just has struggled to get more than 17 points. Not just a black and white difference between seeing Lamar Jackson on the field and seeing him on the field. So will Tyler Huntley be able to kind of go back to what we saw 2021 when he took over for Lamar, or will he struggle today? I'm going to say that he almost needs to go back to 2021 form in order to give the Ravens a chance. And also, when you think that you're a backup quarterback for a guy like Lamar Jackson, it's crazy to think. But to Tyler Huntley, and to his family and his mom and his dad or potential brothers and sisters. Like, this is a very, very big deal. Your brother, your son, your best friend, he's starting in a playoff game now. Somebody that is not even a starting quarterback in the NFL is now going to go out here and try to lead the Ravens without Lamar Jackson to a win over the reigning AFC Conference champions. This is going to be a hell of a task, and we're going to see how it plays out. Justin Tucker is going to kick this ball off, and we are officially underway in Wild Card Sunday night. This one's going to roll into the back of the end zone, and Joe Burrow, ice cold, is running onto the field with Joe Mixon, who is back and healthy. Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Hayden Hurst. They have everybody. They're healthy, and they are going to probably go out here and swing right away. Let's see what the first play is. It's going to be a handoff to Joe Mixon, and he's going to run for 8 yards just like that. A very, very easy handoff. And Joe Mixon, he's going to be a factor. Finally coming back into this game. Let's see. 31-24. Write down these scores really quick. I know. And then we have Bengals 0, Ravens 0. And a quick swing out to Mixon. Gets nearly enough for the first down. We'll see the market. That's going to be a first down. They're going to call it 3rd and short. There we go. All right. There we go. All right, so here we go. 3rd and inches to open up the game. Shotgun formation for Joe Burrow. He's going to hand it off to his fullback, who almost gets tackled behind the line, and then in a second effort, able to get past the line for a first down. So the first series and drive for Joe Burrow and the Bengals will not be a 3 and out. Calais Campbell had an opportunity to wrap up. He had him behind the line of scrimmage, but Perkine just finds a way to slide forward and pick up that inch. T. Higgins in motion, coming to the bottom of the screen. Joe Burrow's going to fake the handoff. Looking downfield, he's going to check this one down to Mixon, who's going to pick up an easy 7 yards on the play. 13 minutes and 7 seconds. Some of the players on defense, you got Jason Pierre-Paul, you got Roquan Smith, who just signed that major deal, Patrick Queen at linebacker with Tyus Bowser, Marcus Peters at corner, Kyle Hamlin, big-time safety out of Notre Dame that slipped. He's been a really good player. Marlon Humphrey on the other side at corner. So this has been a really solid defense this year. They're going to need to have their best game of the year tonight. Shotgun formation for Burrow. He's going to take the snap. Roll. Ooh, he avoids the pressure, but he still gets sacked for a loss of 2. So now here we go. 3rd down again. Pierre-Paul bringing the pressure right there. Yeah, that was just a good blitz package right there. Queen definitely with the bull rush. Joe Burrow trying to stay out of it, and then Pierre-Paul there to clean it up. So it's going to be 3rd and 6, 11, 53, 52, 51. Ball snap. Burrow looking, firing, completed to Tyler Boyd, my number 1 wide receiver, WR3, wide receiver 3. He's a wide receiver 3. Anywhere else in the league, he would be at least a wide receiver 2. That's why I say that the Bengals are the most loaded team at receiver in the NFL. If you look at Tyler Boyd and how great he really is at running his routes, his personality, the kind of person he is. I mean, he was here before, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and he kind of accepted losing all those targets, and he just wants to help the team. He's a big team guy, and he's also very, very valuable and would be easily a wide receiver 2 anywhere else on any other team. Jamar Chase, 2021 postseason, he had 25 yards, 368, 25 receptions, 268 yards. So most by a rookie wide receiver ever. And Mixon with a giant hole runs right through that all the way to the 32-yard line. And the Bengals on a very, very solid drive right now. They're running the ball. They're passing the ball. Tight ends involved. Great block right here by 88. 88 does a great job right there. Taking care of 54, allowing Mixon to run straight up the middle untouched. We're about to tick under 10 minutes in the first quarter. So there we go, 10 minutes, and the ball is snapped. Burrow rolling out to his left, and he is going to head out of bounds after a gain of 1. And that was a clean play. Obviously, the offensive line is going to go defend Joe Burrow because he did slip, a couple yards out of bounds, but this was a legal play. I think it's really important as far as the defensive mindset. I think it's really important that when a quarterback's getting out of bounds that you hit him before he gets out of bounds. I mean, that is the whole idea. If you decide to roll out and run the ball yourself, we have to punish you. That should always be the mindset of a true defensive person. So clean hit. I got nothing wrong with that one. Joe Burrow on 2nd and 9. Looked like the ball was tipped, but somehow landed still perfectly. Did not change trajectory. Went right to T. Higgins, and he catches that for a first down. The Bengals continue marching all the way down to the 30? The 27? 25? 20, 24? Almost to the 20-yard line. So the Bengals approaching the red zone. 9 minutes in the first quarter. They have gone on a very long drive to start this game. 8 minutes. It's already been 6 minutes and 15 seconds. So really long drive. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first. Burrow snaps it. Looks. Taking a shot to the end zone downfield. Higgins! Oh my goodness! Higgins almost comes down with an incredible catch. A 50-50 ball. Joe Burrow says 6 minutes and 45 seconds. This drive has been long enough. I'm taking a shot. And it nearly would have been a touchdown. And if Higgins would have held on to this ball and, as they say, survived the ground, it would have been a touchdown. Steve in the chat saying, Konnichiwa, my friend. Welcome to the chat, Steve. I hope you're having a great day, enjoying a tea or a glass of wine. I'm glad that you're just in the stream joining us for the final Sunday game of wildcard weekend. Joe Burrow is going to snap this one, throw it off, and that's going to be out of reach for number 88. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. So they take a shot, they throw an incompletion, and now it's 3rd and 10. Clock frozen at 8 minutes and 29 seconds. And this has been a really impressive drive on a good defense. The Ravens have a good defense. And what's going to be key today is, can the Ravens force the Bengals when they get in the red zone to kick field goals and not touchdowns? That's going to be huge. So here we go. 3rd down. Burrow snaps the ball, looking, throwing over the head of his tight end. No flags down, 4th and 10. And as far as the Ravens holding the Bengals the field goals, this time they're going to do it. And out comes McPherson to attempt a very makeable field goal. Burrow stood in the pocket as long as he could, took a pretty solid hit by 54. Not necessarily even a catchable ball, but this will be a makeable field goal. 39-yard field goal attempt coming up. So 8 minutes, 26 seconds. The ball is kicked, and it is good. Right through the money. So 6 minutes and 38 seconds is off the clock on that first drive. Really impressive first drive. Steve said, I'm having tea for 9. I'm going to have wine in a few. And then he said, is this the first drive of the game? And it was. I was doing the math just now. It was 6 minutes and I think, 37 seconds, almost 7 minutes on that first drive. So the Bengals come out extremely balanced. I would say the average yards per play was probably about like 6 yards on that drive. They had Joe Mixon involved. They had T. Higgins involved. Nice long drive. Unfortunately for the Bengals, they don't get a touchdown. But I do feel that if the Bengals are going to lose this game, or if the Ravens are going to win this game, rather, it's going to be very important that the Ravens in the red zone hold the Bengals to field goals, because we already know that the Ravens are limited with Tyler Humphrey in the amount of points that they can score per game. So you got to keep this a low-scoring game as best as you can. So a 3-0 ball game. I'm going to update the banner. We're about to have Rick in here in just a minute. So Bengals' first drive is successful. They go down and score 3 points after taking almost 7 minutes on the clock. And what is it? We'll say 7:47, something like that. A lot of time off the clock, but Ravens only 3 points. If you're gonna take a 7-minute drive and you only get 3 points, it kind of feels like a win, especially when you get down to the red area. And T. Higgins almost had a touchdown grab. They took a huge shot, and T. Higgins had it, but then the ball did not survive the ground. Almost a big-time touchdown from T. Higgins. I'm sure we'll see more of those be attempted in this game. And we are back in Cincinnati. Ravens Bengals, they played week 18, 16-27. They played last week. Ravens didn't play their starters. They did light up a cigar in the locker room, celebrate winning their division. And Steve said, I agree. They'll need some turnovers as well. Absolutely. Some turnovers would be huge. And that defense, they can do it. But the Bengals offense is no joke as well. So Justice Hill will return this kick. He's had 22 returns. He averages 21.5 per return. We'll see if this one gets returned or he lets it bounce into the back of the end zone. And this one looks like he's going to return it. He does. He takes it out. He crosses the 10. He makes a move to cross the 20. He makes another move all the way to the 29-yard line. So that'll pump those numbers up. 21.5. That was a 29-yard return. And out comes Tyler Humphrey. Tyler Humphrey, the underdog. Everyone's so wrapped up and worried about Lamar Jackson that they forgot there is a human that is a second-string quarterback that has a lot of pressure on his shoulders tonight. And he's going to go out here and try to prove who he is to the world. Steve said, you don't want a lot of those long drives for field goals, though, if you're not returning the points. We'll wear down the defense. Absolutely. I agree with that, too, especially being a Broncos fan this year. I know all about defenses getting worn out. But just the fact that they went on a long drive, it had the feeling at, I guess, probably past the 5-minute mark, this is going to end in a touchdown. So I was really just happy that the Ravens defense was able to hold them to only 3, because, as an offense, it's a very unsatisfying feeling when you go on a long drive and you only get 3. It's like not a great feeling. It's a small victory, but over time, absolutely, it's not a good thing at all. And Dobbins will get the first carry of the game on 1st and 10, and he will carry it for 3 yards. 7.5 minutes left in the first. Let's see how the Ravens respond to the Bengals' first drive. It looks like they're going a hurry-up type of offense. They're already set, and they snap the ball. This time it's going to be a fake handoff. The pressure is there. Humphrey, oh my goodness, did he catch that? They're going to say he caught it. It hit his body. It hit his body awkwardly, and then he catches it off of the second attempt. And we have, ladies and gentlemen, we have my co-host, my brother, my everything. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and the only Rick.
Let's go. What's up, everybody? Kyle, hello.
Dude.
My everything.
You weren't supposed to hear that. You have audio?
Oh God. It is. Sorry, go ahead.
I was telling them, I was like, yeah, Rick's going to be joining us soon. I was like, he's taking a hot, steamy shower right now. He just finished his chores like a good boy. And like, as I'm saying it, I'm like, wow, this sounds terrible out loud. It sounds like I'm like keeping you captive in my
I hate you. I really hate you.
Understandable.
Oh man, this is great. It's great to be here. Oh no,
don't tell me you're ahead of me.
I am ahead of you. Gotta stop it.
All right, Humphrey, gonna load it up, and this one's gonna be intercepted, and it's being returned by 59. I think that's Danny Trevathan, the ex-Bronco, the ex-Bear.
Tell me when it goes to the replay.
It is not yet. They're celebrating. They're taking the. That is not Danny Trevathan.
No.
Replay.
Bam. Intercepted.
Oh, you know what? I don't even think that's on Tyler Humphrey. 89 kind of stalled out in that middle zone, and I think he was supposed to continue cutting in.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about this? I mean, look, we both have the Bengals winning the game, but you can't deny the fact that the Ravens are no pushover. They're a double-digit win team. They have the third-ranked in points allowed on defense, so they keep games pretty low scoring. That's why they've been able to win, because they're not scoring anything on offense.
Yeah.
So is there a way that the Ravens can just keep this low scoring? I know you just jumped in. They went on about a 7.5 minute drive, and it ended in a field goal. Is there a way for the Ravens to keep this game low scoring, and Humphrey does just enough? I feel like people are giving the Ravens no shot, but I'm not kind of in that group. I think there is. John Harbaugh, I think there's always a chance.
Yeah, that I think it's the defense. I think it's the biggest thing that the Ravens have going for them is defense. And that's kind of it, man. I mean, you're seeing what I'm sorry, what's the quarterback, Humphreys for the Ravens,
Tyler
right? Like we know what he can do, and a lot of what he can do is what he can't do, and that's score points. He can't score points. So it's really about, at this point, it's the Ravens defense and the running game for the Ravens. That's kind of what you got to focus on. And it's going to be a tough go for them because the Bengals are so good offensively and their defense is underrated. They're very good. And I feel like they are underrated. So I think it's going to be a very tough go for the Ravens. I don't want to say, I'm just going to say the Ravens are screwed. The Ravens, that's it. You may as well call this an L. But I'm leaning more towards that against this Bengals team because they're just so damn good.
Yeah, I just Googled 2021 Tyler Humphrey to see, like, because I remember him being a lot better when he took over for Lamar Jackson in 2021. But this is who Tyler Humphrey is according to Google.
Yep, that is the Ravens' black quarterback right there. Yep,
that is him. Tyler Humphrey.
We got Liam and Unseen Pets in the chat. What's going on, guys? As well as Steve. What's going on, everybody? It's great to be on a stream finally this wild card weekend. I'm sure Kyle told you guys, but I was down in Seattle with the wife celebrating an anniversary, so we were having a good time. Thank you.
Everybody, clap your hands, damn it.
I want to see clapping emojis in the chat.
All right. So you want to analyze the plays, and I can do play-by-play, or you want me to do play-by-play or you play-by-play and I analyze? Up to you.
I mean, we could kind of we'll do I'll do analyzation for now, and then you'll hit the play-by-play. We got Casey also in the chat. What's up, Casey?
What up, Casey? All right. They're just showing that last play.
That replay.
And looking at it a second time, I am convinced that 89 just kind of gave up on that play. So Burrow is going to give this one to Mixon. You mentioned Mixon coming back for this game, being healthy again. What does that mean to the Bengals?
I think it just establishes, I don't want to say it establishes the run, but it just makes that run game a lot more fierce, a lot more scared as far as being the Ravens defense, because P. Ryan is good. I mean, he showed in the regular season when Mixon was out that he was still rushing for like a couple touchdowns, a couple 100 yards or so. Like, he was doing really well. So this run game for the Bengals got better, and it's going to scare the Ravens defense a little bit.
Definitely. 2nd and 11 is going to be a quick pass out. Jamar Chase finally involved. Don't want to say finally, like it's been a long time, but it is his first catch of the game, and it's going to be a gain of 4.
God, I love me some Jamar Chase.
You feel about Jamar Chase how I feel about Brock Purdy.
What
a
game that was. What a game that was.
Yeah, I got something for you on our Monday's episode.
Oh, no. This is Kyle. Whenever Kyle says that, I know I'm in for it. I'm in for it bad.
3rd and 8. Joe Burrow standing at the 50-yard line. Shotgun formation. He's going to throw. Scanning, looking, calm in the pocket. Delivers a great ball back to Jamar Chase. Yep.
It was a catch. Yeah, it was. Okay.
Great ball, great catch. And he's flexing and screaming. You can't see it because he's got his mouth covered, but he's screaming.
This is why, man, like, the Ravens defense is good, but this Bengals offense is just so much better. It really is.
I agree with that. It's a great defense. They're doing a great job, but this is the best receiving group in the NFL. And it's not, to me, it's not close. So Jamar,
I was going to say, like, maybe Tyreek Hill, maybe Jalen Waddle, but like all these guys, T. Higgins, Lamar Chase, these guys are so good.
Yeah, and Tyler Boyd. Joe Burrow. Let's see. I think he had him by his collar right there. And,
I think that was a horse collar.
If this is going to be any testament to how the whole week has gone, there will be no penalty on this. And I did mention that we are going to get an Only Football, one of those big like white things, and we're going to start a no call list, and we are going to start dating every time. Look at that. Look how clear that is. We can see it on. Look, why is it we can see that on?
That's definitely a horse collar, right? Is it, or is it his jersey?
No, that's horse collar.
Yeah. Okay.
When you can grab somebody like that, you can tell, like, because the jersey would stretch.
Yeah, so, honestly.
But Ravens get away with one. Shotgun again. This time, Burrow's going to find T. Higgins for a lot of it back. Not all of it, but a manageable 3rd down.
Yeah. Honestly, anything for Joe Burrow in this offense is a manageable 3rd down, even if it's 3rd and 10. It's like
that's a good point.
They're so good.
That's true. So right now, the sack thing, we talked about that being like the biggest weakness last year. 51 regular season sacks today, or 2022 first couple games, they had 22, which was the most, and they just kind of figured it out after the first stretch of 4 games. And you saw, I'll tell you after this. So 3rd and 10, Burrow's going to take the snap and throw it. This time it's Jamar Chase, and he will get the first down. So
what an animal.
Yeah, what an animal. But you saw the Bengals start. What were they? 1-3, and then they only lost one game for the rest of the season. So during the span that the offensive line was equally as bad as they were last year, Burrow was only able to win one of 3 games, something like that. So how much is the offense? How important is the offensive line to the Bengals offense?
I mean, I think that's why they're as good as they are now, right? And they were good, right? Like they got Jamar Chase and they were still pretty damn good. And the offensive line sucked, but I mean, they were still able to make it to the Super Bowl. But now you can see with a good offensive line, and I think this goes for the NFL, any team, if you have a really good offensive line, your offense is just gonna, follow that with like a top offensive output overall in an NFL season.
Yeah, totally. And obviously these two teams know each other really well, like two brothers that can't stand each other. And you get the first flag finally. It looked like there might have been one on that last play to Jamar Chase. They kept him in the pocket, and then the very next play, the same type of chippiness. Finally, they throw the flag, try to set a tone probably for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think what is this, unsportsmanlike?
We'll see if they do, offsetting maybe.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think they'll call it on one person.
Unsportsman on the defense.
Taunting on Baltimore.
Wow.
That's on Marcus Peters.
Mm-hmm.
Not a young rookie. And we've seen. Look at that. Look at that. That's dirty. That's dirty.
What a scumbag.
What a piece of shit.
What a piece of
I'm sorry, but garbage. Like when you're like punching people in the gut after the play, it's like, dude, get a hold of yourself. I was just saying, like, the Packer game, we saw the guy from Georgia have to get ejected, and then last night we saw an ejection for something, and Marcus Peters is not a rookie. Rookies get ejected this one thing, but and this is gonna be out of bounds at the 1 yard line. That's your boy, right? Ooh,
that's P. Ryan.
Looks like a flag down. This might be holding.
Yep.
False alarm. So instead of being on the 1, they're gonna probably go back to like the 19.
JK, everybody. JK.
Does Pierre Paul still not have his? This is a really like stupid question, but like he lost his fingers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He still only has, I think, 3 fingers left. I'm pretty sure it's 3 because he blew 2 off.
Fireworks.
Lighting off fireworks. Yeah.
I guess you don't really need your fingers like to be a great. I mean, honestly, it's a pretty inspiring story.
It is, and he was dominant before. He's still pretty damn good right now.
Yeah,
there we go.
Definitely a veteran presence on the team because that's pretty youngish defense. Pierre Paul's probably the oldest guy.
2nd and goal, and they're in the hot zone, Kyle. The Bengals are in the hot zone.
You think they snap the ball?
Nah.
Dude, 3, 2. Did you see the game last night with the Jaguar game?
I kept up with it, and I was very surprised what happened. So we were when we were in Seattle, we were actually up in the what do you call it? The Space Needle. So that video
thought you were in the Space Needle.
Yeah, so that video I sent you from the Space Needle was like all the 20 TVs they had, and then I had the view. It was really cool. And after that, right, I knew the 49ers were going to win, but Seattle put up a good fight. And then it was the Chargers Jaguars, and I was like, okay, this game probably going to be a good one. 27-0 Chargers in whatever quarter it was, and I was like, oh, awesome, this is great. Chargers are going to win. Justin Herbert's going to prove it. And then they put up 20 points, and I was like, what is going on? And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is just like, all right, the Jaguars came back. The Chargers, they're going to shut this down with another touchdown or 2, right? No,
yeah.
31-30. And I was like, I cannot believe that they outscored the Chargers. What was that? 31-3 after they were up 27-0. That's insane to me. The Chargers, I don't know what you do with that, but that was, I mean, from what I saw, from all the updates I saw, that was such a good game.
Yeah, I would never tell you to do this, but if you ever have the time, if you could ever go back to just the halftime mark of our stream and see how much fun we had on that stream. Yeah. It was like I never had any stream like it. Like it was truly like just magical night. You know what I mean? It was like 27-0, and we sat here and we game planned on how Jacksonville could come back. We were like, okay, it's down to 27 points. All you got to do is get one, and it just the way it unfolded, it was just an amazing, amazing game. I had friends and family at the game, and Jacksonville just being bad for so long, it just felt so cool. And Trevor Lawrence wins the game, Goes into the press conference, not with Gucci on like Russell Wilson. He's wearing just a Jags tee, and he's like, "Sup, bruh?" in the press conference. Then he goes to Waffle House to celebrate.
Yeah, I saw that video of him at Waffle House. I was like, I can't believe he went to a Waffle House. Like, that is the most Jacksonville thing you can do, is go to Waffle House post game. That's it. Yeah, I need me some waffles after a game like that.
I saw that and I was like, wow. Talk about a guy that just like has it figured out.
He's like, no Gucci, a Jags tee and some waffles. That's really all I need right now. That's got to be a great feeling to be able to walk into a Waffle House and everybody's like, Duval.
It's got to be a great feeling to be a server at a Waffle House and see that party walk in.
You're gonna get a good tip. Good tip.
All right. So 2nd and goal. Trying to make it a 2-possession game. Burrow's going to be in shotgun right here. They are on the 6-yard line. He's got the ball. He's scanning, looking right in the middle. Jamar Chase touchdown.
Touchdown.
The first play,
Bengals.
Of the second quarter is going to be a touchdown. And I did something new. Tell me if you like it. If you don't, I'll get rid of it. What I do is I have on the bar, I have the first quarter and the time, but I put a little asterisk next to who has the ball. Because you know how like on the
little
NFL,
ticker at the bottom?
Yeah, on the ticker on the bottom. Because you know the NFL, they do like a circle for who has the ball. I thought it was like giving people a better like update. I mean, since we can't really show the game.
Yeah. And the kick is no way.
Oh my God, I updated the ticker already.
Oh, this is why I don't update the ticker. This is why I do it.
I have been doing it this whole time, and this is the first time I backfired.
9-0 Bengals after Jamar Chase touchdown, which if you're a Bengals fan, you wouldn't have it any other way. You want Jamar Chase to score everything.
We got like they got 3 field goals now.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. We got Casey going meow for the touchdown there. I like it. Unseen Pets furry. Okay. I can fuck with that.
What is going on?
Yeah. Steve says that stream was only as fun because he was on there.
Steve, you're not wrong.
That was you saying that like about the Jags and everything. It reminded me of the week 18 stream I did for the first slate of games before you came on to do the second slate. Everything that was
kidding.
You're coming back from the airport or something. I forgot what you were doing.
No,
you son of a bitch. But yeah, it reminded me of that just because of all the playoff implications and stuff that were happening. Houston won. They went for 2. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff that was happening in that first slate of games was just amazing. And whoever was in the stream with me during that, they knew. They're like, what is going on? Because I was just going absolutely insane for that week 18.
Yeah, dude. Me and Steve actually had a conversation about that yesterday because he was asking me kind of like what my thoughts were about Lovie Smith, or I don't, if it wasn't Steve, then it was Robert, and his Giants won, so good on him. But
yeah,
I'll be super quick through the commercial. But he was like, "What do you think about Lovie Smith? Trying to win and stuff." And I'm like, the fact that we're even having a national conversation about it is very disappointing. Like that just proves. It's not sometimes what you say, it's what you don't say. So the fact that we're having a conversation, like, can you believe that you did that, means that like tanking is a real thing. That's the only reason we would be surprised, right?
Yeah.
So like to me, as a person that just loves the game and wants it to be as authentic and genuine as possible, I was like, yeah, of course he fucking tried to win. Why else would you go out on the field? Like if you're not trying to win, what are you doing? Like, yeah, Lovie Smith tried to win and it worked. Like, what? I just don't even understand. It's like one of those things I'm like mad that we're even having the conversation. Of course you tried to win the game at all times, but I understand it sucks when you like at the first round draft pick and it's gone because you decided to be good in a meaningless game, but they get paid to win. They don't get paid to lose, you know? Exactly.
And that's where I think like, and I don't think the NFL cares, but all that talk of, oh, the NFL is scripted, the NFL is rigged, blah, blah, blah. This is where stuff like that comes from, is because like oh, Lovie Smith won and he got fired the next day or later on that day. It's like, well, no wonder people don't want to win. No wonder people are tanking, for reasons like this. Why shouldn't I tank if I want to keep my job or something to that, I guess that sense.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But like you said, I think everyone should come out to try to win. But a number 2 pick isn't that bad either. Like, come on, Houston.
No,
Jesus.
not at all. Not at all. Especially when the number 1 pick doesn't need a quarterback. Like, shut up.
Exactly.
All right. So Humphrey is gonna. Wow, he looked like he was moving faster than the play. I mean, he
was.
He looked like when you turn the play speed on YouTube up to 1.25. Maybe he needs to settle down a little bit.
He was going to try to make a throw downfield that still hadn't developed.
Yeah, I think maybe settling down a little bit, getting the run game going with DK Dobbins, easier said than done, but they're gonna have to just kind of settle down and not worry about the scoreboard right now. Only worry about getting points. 3 points is awesome on this drive.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice slant.
Oh wow, that was nice.
Nice slant. Take them to the 38-yard line. And let me see who's number 82. That's Watkins. Sammy Watkins.
Wow.
A name to remember. Sammy Watkins.
You want to talk about a name to remember? The Bills picking up Cole Beasley again.
Yeah.
That Cole was Beasley. Insane. He made a catch. I was watching some of that game, or I was catching like a highlight or whatever. Yeah. And it was Beasley. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen Beasley for a minute now. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, like 4 weeks ago, he got re-signed by the Bills. They didn't like the way it ended, so they took him back at a more appropriate time. Gus Edwards with the run takes it for a gain of 6. So we are going under 14 minutes in the second quarter. Baltimore showing signs of life on offense. That's
like it.
Yeah, it's just 2 positive plays, but sometimes it's all it takes for a young quarterback. And this is Humphreys. I believe it's his first playoff game, unless Lamar was hurt last year in the postseason. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. No, I think this is his first playoff game.
They're going to stick with the ground game here and get more than halfway there. It'll be a 3rd and 1.
This is, and like you said, this is a nice way to kind of string those plays together so that this offense looks like, or feels like, hey, we can get something going. Hey, we can get a first down here. We can score. If it's not a touchdown, like you said, a field goal here is big for that team.
Yeah, like you talk about the weapons the Bengals have, but they don't have, an all-star crazy defense. They have a good defense, but you can definitely get some points here. And Gus Edwards trying to decide, do I go outside? Do I go inside? He goes outside, picks up 4, needed 1, moved the chains for the second time on the drive, and seems like they're driving a little bit.
They keep switching Edwards and Dobbins in and out. Like every other play, someone's in, someone's out.
Yeah, it is.
I like
interesting.
This. Yeah. I mean, it's working so far.
Yeah, because you usually have your first and second down back, and then you got your third down back who's better at blocking. You don't really know what they're doing right now. So Humphrey in shotgun. He's going to hand this ball off. There's a nice crease right there. And that's going to be – he's going to fight for a little bit of extra yards after a 13-yard run. Good run.
Who was that? Get him. Get him. I love the chippiness. I love the chippiness in these two teams. It's AFC North showdown. If you didn't like the first 2 games during the regular season, here's a playoff game for you if you're in the AFC North. I love it.
Didn't Eli Apple, didn't he get like totally burnt in the Super Bowl? There was like a meme with him or something.
There was. He was talking a lot of shit to like OBJ or like one of those receivers in the LA Rams, and he did get burned a lot.
Okay. So they're going to run it again here. John Harbaugh is a really smart guy, and he came out on this drive and he said, "We're going to be physical. We're like Humphrey, he's not going to beat you with finesse and arm talent. So let's just go out and be stronger than them, and let's run it right down their throat." And so far, it's got them on the fringe of field goal range. And what it's going to do is, once the running game's going good, it's going to really open up some easy throw and catches for Humphrey. We'll see if they take that shot here.
Yeah, and he's got Andrews and Likely off to the left side. So
there you go.
Oh, not going to the left at all. He's going to, is that Watkins? No, it's not Watkins.
Robinson
off to the right.
Robinson.
That's not Allen Robinson.
I know.
I was like, there's no way that's Allen Robinson. Are you serious?
But if you say it's super serious to a Bears fan, they're like, no way, really? It's like,
yeah, motherfucker.
And that's Brandon Marshall back from retirement.
I hate you.
Ooh, they're going crazy here. It's third and one. Pretty convertible. They're going to take the tight end, put him back where the halfback is, and they're going to give it to the big boy. And he's not going to be able to get it. And Harbaugh is going to have his first big decision to make right here. What would you do before you see what they're doing?
Go for it.
Yeah?
Go for it. Absolutely go for it. They should have given it to Edwards. I feel like they should have given it to Gus Edwards at that point. Or even a QB sneak.
You have the best you have the best kicker in the league. I'm gonna make it a one possession game.
But you still want a touchdown, I think, even if you're Harbaugh, even if you're this Ravens team, you know?
But imagine you get nothing. It's like the risk versus reward.
Yeah. Yeah, that does suck. Here we go.
3-9 is like, you can feel good about that. Please change your mind. I don't think they should go for this. It's the second quarter, and you got the best kicker in the game. You can get 3-9, and you can see a clear path. It's a one possession game. Now you don't get this. They get momentum and they score, and you look back and it was like could have been 3-9, and now all of a sudden it's 16-0.
Yeah.
That's a bad swing. There's a lot on the line here, and I don't think they need a touchdown necessarily. I think they need.
What I will say is that they're driving right now, and I think Harbaugh with this decision to go for it on 4th and 1. Likes that they're driving, likes that their offense is kind of clicking right now. You know, prior to the 2 drives, he had an interception, for example, right? If you get this 4th and 1 and you go and you score a touchdown or at minimum, like you said, a field goal, I think you still feel good about this either way.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely can see why you'd go for it here. So here we go. Humphrey's going to be shotgun on 3rd and 1. He's going shotgun. I believe that's Gus Edwards behind him. And that's going to be a fake handoff, and he's going to run it himself, and he's going to be met at the line, and Ford Progress looks like he'll get it.
That's so close. I think he got it.
I think he got it too, and that's a great, generous spot, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It really is. There's no way he went that far.
Yeah. That was a really good job because he held the ball for so long that even watching it, I thought it was a run.
Thought it was Edwards. Yeah.
Good job, too. There was a little tiny hole right there. You see him. He finds it and squeezes right through it.
Yep. First down. Going to hand it off to Dobbins here.
Ooh, took a shot.
He did. Jeez. This defense for the Bengals is so good, man. See, and this is why I like the call, dude, because now they're like playing with a little bit of momentum, playing with a little bit of like, hey, we can do this. We can drive. We're in the playoffs for a reason, right? Like, they have J.K. Dobbins. They have Gus Edwards. They've got some weapons. Mark Andrews. It's going to be a tough go for them. But I think as long as they have some momentum, they're just going to keep doing what they've been doing in this drive.
Definitely. Humphrey under center is going to fake the handoff, find some space, find his tight end, Mark Andrews, all the way to the 11. And another one of those reasons it was a big 4th down decision was because the young quarterback, Humphrey, who hasn't played in a playoff game, if you can get some points on the board, it does feel like his confidence has to be one of those things that you're managing throughout the game.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, if he gets 3 points, at least, we're managing some good confidence moving forward. You don't get it. It's like, now you got to go talk to him, tell him to keep his head up and stuff like that.
For sure.
So it's just like a lot of variables, but it paid off. So 8 minutes left in the second. And he's going to hold this one. Humphrey rolling out to his right, and he's only able to get one. That's going to be a penalty.
That's definitely a penalty. That
way.
Has to be a penalty.
No
Are you
way.
serious? They're not going to penalize that? Like he definitely just brought him down after being out of bounds.
Dude, what are these refs, man?
They're letting him play.
Sick of it. It's not even letting him play. They're just bad. Look at this ref. Look at this.
Yeah, that's true. That was pretty bad.
Could you imagine that play happens in Baltimore, what the reaction would be?
Oh, yeah.
That extra sling down. Look, he's out of bounds right here. I'm just saying, they'll call that any other time.
Inside the hot zone.
Yep, inside the hot zone. It's going to be a handoff. He's going to squirm through for a gain of 2, bring it to the 7-yard line. Yeah, I'm not even necessarily like one of those guys is like, you touch the quarterback. I want consistency because that's the only way to have a level playing field.
And if that happens to someone like a Tom
Brady.
Brady or a Josh Allen or even a Burrow, it's over. That's a 15-yard penalty. Now you're looking at a 1st and goal from the 1.
Exactly, but Humphrey, who gives a shit? Throw him like a rag doll.
this is what XFL player. We're good.
Yeah. Is he really? I didn't know that.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Shotgun formation for Humphrey. He's going to pass. He's going to have to step up, and he does a great job avoiding this contact. There's a flag. It might be holding on defense. That could be an automatic 1st down and move him all the way to the 4.
Yeah.
Let's see where the flag is. It looked in the area.
Yeah, they're pointing towards the defense.
Yeah, Robinson celebrating. I think who is ever covering Robinson. Let's see, illegal hands to the face, number 30.
Face mask.
Face masks. Okay.
Huh. Let's see the replay here. I guess it was on Hill, number 23 from the Bengals. Maybe he brought him down.
Oh,
he kind of slapped him in the face, held him up a little bit, kind of twisted his head.
Yeah, that's gonna. The first slap, all right, but the hold, yeah, that'll be called. That's very likely to be called.
Yeah,
his
very likely.
You like that?
I hate you.
All right.
All right.
So this is a 14 play, 8.5-minute drive. Let's see if they can punch it in right here. Gus Edwards with the carry. Line
Point
of
no return. Point of no return.
Yeah. Now, if you go for it on 4th and 1 on your own 35, whatever it was, what about a 4th and goal from the 3? Now, do you have to go for it no matter what? It feels like you do.
I mean, yeah, I think you do. Just because if it's a 4th and 1, what do you turn it over at the 1? The defense you have has been as good as they have been over the last half of the season. Here we go.
Option play, and he doesn't have that Josh Allen weight.
Mm.
It's like he hit a wall. John Harbaugh was like, that's not how I drew it up. You're supposed to pitch it. Look at this. But 55 had that red.
Yeah.
That was just a really good defense for that play. Cheers.
Nice. I like that.
So here we go. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line.
From the 2.
Let's see. What about a QB draw? What do you think here? Maybe a flat 82, run to the flat, 2 receivers pick.
Oh, he's going to the
Dobbins. Oh, he stretched it. Touchdown.
That has to be a touchdown. Stretch. Ref called it. Ref called the touchdown. He stretched. Love it. He
broke the plane.
Yep.
Holy shit.
They're going to review it to double check, but it looked good. I don't think a knee touched. Let's see the replay here.
Yes.
Yeah, broke the plane. Nothing. No knees were touching. No elbows were touching. And broke it right there. Yep. That's a touchdown, everybody.
Stretch.
That is a touchdown. Great effort by Dobbins there.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? It's Justin Tucker. I'm not gonna wait to put 7 on. Justin Tucker's right.
Casey goes, caw. I love it. Oh man.
There we go. And see how many minutes are left in this one. 4:53.
That was a good stretch. I mean, they were that's about a 10-minute drive right there.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Who received the ball at the beginning?
The Bengals. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, the Bengals received and they went on a 8.5-minute drive that ended in a field goal.
Nice. Now,
can their defense get the ball back before the half? without the Bengals giving up points. Like, yes, 7-9.
Yeah.
This makes sense to me. This is
Mhm.
what the unpopular opinion was about this matchup. Of course, it was going to be 7-9.
Going into halftime, right? It's like it couldn't be 10-7. It couldn't because
No,
it's the Ravens and Bengals. It had to be 9-7.
13-11. It's like, how? They both had a
Steve,
safety.
Steve's joining us with some wine. Sarzati Vineyard 2013 Paraggio. Cheers, brother.
I respect
Cheers.
it. I respect it. I used to work at an Italian restaurant called Dolce, and the general McDonald's. It actually won Best New Restaurant in America on Bravo
Really?
TV Network. Yeah, I can actually
wow.
find me on YouTube, like on TV, like in the background.
We need to get a hold of that footage.
I'll send it to you.
I need to get a hold of that footage. How old are you when you were doing that?
19, 20.
Oh fuck yeah! I need that footage.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's hilarious. But the general manager, it was like one of those kind of like fine dining, really formal. The
Yeah.
general manager was a level 4 Psalm, and I was like really into wine, so
Yeah.
I would buy like a bottle of something that I've never seen before,
Mhm.
and I wasn't 21, so he would tell me, "Don't bring in the bottle, just bring me the cork." And I
Mhm.
would bring my cork in, and he would sit me down and tell me the story of the wine, where it comes from, how it came.
Really?
Yeah, and I
Wow.
learned a ton, and then eventually I went to Napa Valley and Sonoma County and
Yeah.
traveled and stayed at a vineyard, and it's like a whole world. It really is.
Yeah.
It's an entire world, and like you could get really into it to the point where like actual wine tasters, they don't even they don't swallow. They swish
They
and they
swish it in
spit.
their mouth, and then
Yeah.
they have like another cup, right, where they just spit it out.
Yeah, that's how you pass your test, because once you start drinking, you lose some of your, ability to be fully present and aware, and
Mm.
they have to pass their test by that. Like, you just swishing something in your mouth, and you know where in the world it was made and what
Yeah.
grapes that was used and what time of
Yeah.
the year. It's a world. It's a world, man.
I always liked there was a guy I knew, and we were all at dinner once. It was like a big group of us. We were all at dinner and we were having wine. It was funny because we were like trying to be fancy, and we literally all got a bottle of wine or champagne, and he went through like a quick little breakdown of how to go about wine. It's like if it's a darker wine, just be like, oh, this is does this have cherry in it? I'm getting sense of cherry. And most of the time you'll be right. And then it's like
Fruit forward. You're even more
exactly,
right.
exactly. And then you talk like for a white wine, and you're like, oh, I'm getting hints of fruit, maybe like lavender or something like that. And he's like, again, most of the time you're gonna be right.
Yeah. Oh, wow, 32.
Oh,
It looks like they just tripped him up by the ankles, but he goes all the way to the 32, and he also screams like Jamar Chase. A lot of screaming going on in the field.
Yeah.
Walmart Cam. So even when the Broncos aren't in the playoffs, money is going in the pocket. They're paying for Sean Payton right now by playing this
They
game.
are.
It's amazing if you take the second, third, fourth, and fifth richest owners in the NFL and put all their money in a pile, they're still not as rich as the Broncos owner.
That's insane. As I hope you know, I will no longer be shopping at Walmart.
You shouldn't have been. Support small
That's
businesses,
true. That's
asshole.
true. That's true. Oh my god. Nobody ever shop at Walmart. Walmart, if you're hearing this, JK, give us that sponsorship. JK, we're just trying to be cool.
2nd and 7, Burrow shotgun, trying to get points, responding to the Ravens 7 points. No running back behind him. He's going to throw this one to Jamar Chase. That's broken up by Williams. And a quick 3rd and 7. Now, Ravens, we talked about it. How cool would it be if they could get the ball back immediately after that 10-minute drive? Well, it comes down to this play. That's perfect timing.
That was very, very good timing by Williams.
All right.
And he's going against one of the premier wide receivers in the game too. So good for him on that.
Yeah, definitely a tall task. Burrow snaps the ball, scanning, looking, steps up into the pocket and delivers it
Oh,
to T.
nice.
Higgins. Man, that's there was a point where Jamar chased T. Higgins and then Tyler Boyd went in motion. And I'm like, dude, you got your hands full, man.
You really do. And it's funny how we didn't really start talking about T. Higgins or what's his name? The other guy, not
Tyler
Jamar
Boyd?
Chase, Tyler Boyd until really like Jamar Chase came into the fold.
Not
like
me. I've been a huge Tyler Boyd fan. Tyler Boyd before Jamar Chase was like over 1,000 yards, big time.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was big time, and that's kind of why I like him so much. Is because he accepted. It was almost like when Dwayne Wade let LeBron James drive for the Heat.
Oh, like he knew. Okay, I'm the number 2 now.
Yeah, and then Higgins came, and he's like, okay, I'm the number 3 now, but he still shows up and he's consistent. But the only reason I'm not some like football guru, I had Tyler Boyd on my fantasy team, and he got me like 20 points every week. And he did that for 2 years straight. He was amazing.
Oh, wow.
And then Jamar Chase came, and it was like, I still drafted him, but not the same production.
Then I think it was mostly that he was on the Bengals, then they didn't get that much shine. And
yeah, 100%.
There's a sack. Yeah, it was right. It was definitely the Bengals.
Yeah, because that was he's not old. He's not old.
No,
Tyler Boyd, I think he's in his like 5th or 6th year. So like, but that was still prior to Joe Burrow, and nobody watched the Bengals before Joe Burrow.
And it's similar. It reminds me a little bit of Allen Robinson. You know, we had mentioned them earlier, but like when he was in Jacksonville, he was a good receiver, but it's like he got to the Bears, and that's kind of where it started becoming. He was the number 1, really, right? So at that point, it was like, okay, well, who the fuck was Allen Robinson? Oh,
yeah.
He was on the Jaguars. That doesn't compute.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Oh!
The Ravens just hit him so hard that he couldn't hold on to the ball. Wow. The Ravens say they have it. I think they do. I think.
Wow.
Let's see. I think it's what is that? 44. The guy that laid the hand. Oh no, 44 is Humphrey. Let's see. Ravens signaling they have it, and they do.
Yes, Ravens.
The Ravens with a huge play. So that defense was insane. They have a 4 sack, and then they have no option. It's like 3rd and 18 or something, and they throw that screen.
Oh no! What was that? Hurst?
For the guy that recovered it?
No, the tight end who got the reception.
I think it was Hurst. I think so.
Because he thought during the interception, and it's a fast play, right? So I can't just be giving him shit for it, but he thought the Ravens guy had it when the whole time he was under and between his legs. And then that's when the Ravens guy fucking scooped it in. That was, oh man, that sucks for him.
Dude, what happens in those piles, we will never know. I know just from playing football, like there's pinching, there's biting, there's ball grabbing, whatever it takes.
My brother was he played all through high school. He made varsity in his like sophomore year of high school. Very, very big guy, very good guy. He played offense and defense. He would tell me in those piles, he's like, there would be eye pokes, there would be like punches, there would be things that you just don't necessarily see, you know, and it's when you get to this level, I'm sure it's the exact same, if not elevated a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, they should just have kind of like a standard rule where like you're allowed to fight for the ball, but no biting, pinching, or balls.
or a cigar, putting out a cigar on somebody's arm.
That's in a movie.
That scene to me was so funny. He takes a cigar and he just puts it out on the guy's arm.
It's such a great scene because it shows that like every person had like something individual to bring to the table. Like the chain smoker came in handy. You know?
Oh god. Great movie.
The Ravens, I mean, where did they recover this ball? They recovered it, I think, on the 44 or something of their own.
I think it's the Bengals 44. Yeah.
The Bengals 44. Yeah. So field goal range, things are set up pretty nicely for a nice little 10-9 halftime lead.
I like it. I like it. We'll see. Maybe they might even take the lead, 14-9.
Wow, that would be huge.
That would be huge going into second, and they get the ball back, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, and I think the Bengals are a pretty just a kind of disrespected team because of that thing you said about Allen Robinson being on the Jags. Is like no one knew who he was. The
Yeah.
Bengals have been bad for so long that like it's gonna take the world a couple years before they respect it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think the Bengals are really good, but I also feel like the Ravens were highly disrespected too coming into this game. Like John
Oh yeah.
Harbaugh is an amazing coach. Of course, his boys
Mm-hmm.
are ready.
Yeah.
So
That's the one
Tyler,
thing I was
yeah,
gonna
go
say.
ahead.
That's the one thing you can't say about him is he doesn't get his team prepared.
Exactly.
Nice
First play is
pickup.
going to be 7 yard run to Gus Edwards.
Yeah, like you said, the Ravens were mad disrespected, and I will say I was one of those guys that did not think the Ravens stood a chance. I think I said it like I think the defense is going to play, how the defense is played, but I did not think they were going to play this well against Joe Burrow in this offense.
Yeah, and it's just like the drives have been so long that it kind of
Mm-hmm.
it's a small sample size. But so Tyler Humphrey, what are they going to call a timeout right here? So
Nope, 2-minute warning.
oh, 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely John Harbaugh is just an amazing coach. The defense has
Yep.
been good, and if Tyler Humphrey can find a way to get this win, this is what I've been thinking all day, and I've said it a couple of times, but I didn't really want to like put it out there until you came on.
Yeah.
I think this is a really, really unique situation where the Bengals being favored to win the game, clearly going into the game, and
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson was not going to play this game to protect his worth, almost like a college player opting out of a bowl game, right?
Yep.
That's kind of how it felt, right? But
Mm-hmm.
imagine Tyler Humphrey gets this win. Now imagine how this dynamic changes going into next week, because now you have the Ravens going into the divisional round. You could make an argument that Humphrey winning in the place of Lamar actually lowers Lamar's overall value. And
Yeah.
then if Lamar wants to play, John Harbaugh might be like, no, man, you made your choice last week. You can't jump on now because we're in the divisional round. So this could be one of those things where like you bit more than you could chew, and he made a bad choice that he can't, come back from. But like, I just want to see what you think about that.
I think that, man, if that happens, it would be so unfortunate for Lamar because, like you said, his value isn't necessarily diminished, but it definitely lessens, right? It's just, and it's going to make him look bad too. Oh, you don't want to play. You're ready to play, but you don't want to play because of your contract, and you're ready to let your team go out there for you. It just makes you look selfish. It makes you look like an asshole. It just makes you look bad in general, right? And like I said before, I think Lamar Jackson on the Bears would be awesome. I would love to have Lamar Jackson on the Bears, but if this is kind of what you get with them, man, like this isn't necessarily something that I would want on a team that is, take the Bears for example, a young team trying to move up in the division, trying to get to the playoffs. It just makes them look bad. I don't know. I wouldn't want that, and to be honest, I think the Ravens are going to trade him. I think the Ravens get rid of him.
Yeah. I almost feel like it's not an agent because we know he doesn't have one, but I do feel like there's someone in his corner telling him like, hey, there are other teams that are on your side, so don't worry about what's going on right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's true or not, because I feel like Lamar needed to play in this game to show like, hey, I might be injury prone, but when have we ever been in a playoff game that I didn't suit up for? I make it to my big games. And like this was the first time that we were like, not only did he not make it to his big game, but it seems like he could have put a brace on and did it. So we'll see. I don't really like this, but Gus Edwards with the handoff gets a first down, moves the chains, and
move the chains.
Yeah, I mean, if you could make an argument that the Bengals are the favorite to come out of the AFC, they beat the Chiefs. I think they could have beat the Bengals. We'll never know, but very, very good team, hottest team in the AFC, that's for sure. Buffalo didn't look that great today. They looked really bad, and a third string quarterback could beat them. So if Tyler Huntley comes out and wins, you start wondering like, is Lamar, is everything just inflated? And that is a fumble. Huntley, great job picking it up. Throw it out of bounds.
Wow.
No way. He completes it for
No.
first down and more.
Whoa! In the red
Wow.
zone. In the red zone.
Lamar
What?
couldn't do that. It starts
What?
now.
Yeah, right. What a way. Oh my God. That was insane. That was just good.
Yep.
I'm kind of just at a loss for words here.
That's
Huntley was able
poised.
to take a snap that was too high, took him back about 15 yards, and I think it looked like either Likely or Watkins was like, throw it out of bounds, throw it out of bounds. And nope, instead he completes it to Andrews. He gets a first down. They're inside the red zone.
And now he's going to fake the handoff and now set up a screen. 43 going to grab that, find a hole, go through it, and slide all the way to the timeout, Baltimore. Timeout.
Wow.
Timeout. Well, they got an injury timeout, so Baltimore didn't need to burn that one, but
Eli Apple.
You don't want to see that. Absolutely not. You want to beat someone at their best at all times, and let's see what they're saying right here. What he's saying, they called a timeout. Why does it matter? Did they charge Baltimore?
I don't know. If they had 3, then yes. But if they did only have 2, then they have not charged them a timeout yet.
Remember.
What 2 dynamic plays by the Ravens. That's wow. That was so good. Oh, we bumped into his own guy there.
Yeah, those are plays that winners are made of. And I'll say I think Tyler Huntley may have returned punts because we used to have a drill where you would throw a ball like that and you get so good. Even if you just played football your whole life, you can see based on a ball falling from the sky, you can see based on its trajectory, if I should run this way, if I should run this way. And you get so good at it that you're right. Like people say, football could bounce anyway. Not if you're looking at it. You can pretty much like see the ball. Okay, it's going to land on this side. That means it's going to bounce to the left, or it's going to land straight. It's going to go straight up. The way Tyler Huntley predicted that second bounce, I was like, that's
so good.
Yeah, that is not something you see from like these kind of Eli Manning uncoordinated guys. That was a guy that used to return punts, I bet.
Yeah. Let's hit the comments real quick. We got Steve. It's his mom, isn't it? I thought she was acting as co-agent with him. Yeah. And I think, Kyle, you said it too. Like his mom is also acting as his agent for Lamar Jackson. So yeah, that's another thing too that I think is just like kind of keeping those talks really like far apart. Is, just his mom obviously wants the best for his son, which he should, but it's also just kind of a weird dynamic there, in my opinion. And we had KC saying crazy play, Patrick Mahomes imitation. Yeah, that really was. When you see something like that and you're like, only Patrick Mahomes would have been able to do that. So definitely a Patrick Mahomes type of play there.
Dude, you'll never believe this.
Oh, what's going on?
Tyler Huntley, because I wanted to see if he returned punts in high school. Tyler Huntley and Lamar Jackson had a duel in high school against each other.
Really?
And Tyler Huntley beat Lamar Jackson.
Really?
Yeah. This is crazy. Yeah. Former University of Utah quarterback Tyler Huntley officially signed with the Ravens, blah, blah, blah. They went to high school in Hollandale High School. The two schools were separated by 42 miles. It was Halloween when senior quarterback Lamar Jackson visited Tyler Huntley, who was a junior at the time. And Tyler Huntley got the best of Lamar Jackson. That was a high school football game.
Damn. That is, I would have never guessed.
Well, yeah, what a small world. You got 2 quarterbacks in the same team. All right, Huntley, shotgun. He's going to hand this one off to Gus Edwards. That's going to be a first down with 24 seconds left. Baltimore, 2 timeouts. They'll probably burn one here, and they do.
Point of no return inside the 5.
Let's see. Yeah, okay. A little slow on the media team to show us who the clock stopped, but we could assume, right?
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, graphics team. Robert just got in. How are things going? Robert, thank you for joining us. Things are going well right now, man. I mean, the Ravens are threatening for another score here. They're down 9-7, but they're threatening here. They're inside the point of no return with about, what was it, 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Yeah, so they're threatening.
I feel like he's being humble. The Giants won. He's a
No. You're thinking of not Rob. Robert's the Bears fan.
yeah, he's a Bears fan, but he hates the Vikings.
Oh, okay.
he said earlier he hates the Vikings, so he must be having a pretty good day.
I will say I was kind of happy that the Vikings lost, but this is one of the things that I do like about just loving football the way I do. I was like, man, Justin Jefferson doesn't get to keep going in this playoffs. Like, we don't get to see Justin Jefferson anymore, which is one of those things where you're like, you are not a fan of the team, but you are a fan of the player, and the players are dynamic, and you want to see those guys make big plays. That's what the playoffs and the Super Bowl, that's what the NFL is all about. So it sucks that he's not going to continue going, but hey, this is only the first time he's going to go to the playoffs. He's got many more to go.
Yeah, definitely. And he actually, even more unfortunate, I think he had 8 or 9 catches. At one point he had 7. I'm assuming he got a couple more because I looked at it in the third. But it was actually TJ Hawkinson that was the big playmaker for the Vikings, because they had high and low coverage on Justin Jefferson all day. And they were like, you can beat us with Hawkinson, you can beat us with Adam Thielen, but we are not going to let you beat us with Jefferson. And, man, Dabble. Holy crap, man. You just got to tip your hat to that, man.
Very good game he coached.
Yeah, the Giants look better, completely better all around. And Daniel Jones, stand by for that.
Yeah. Honestly, though, once it gets to halftime, we'll definitely talk a little bit about more about that, because that was impressive. That was very impressive.
Hey, can't clear a throat at the same time. 23 seconds left to be specific for you, Rob. This is an opportunity right now for the Ravens to go into halftime feeling absolutely amazing. Shotgun formation, Tyler Huntley, they're sending tight end in motion. Ball snap. He rolls out to his right, goes back to his left, but that doesn't fool anybody. They got one more timeout that they can use, and they're going to use it now. That'll bring up a third down opportunity.
That was not a good play.
No, I mean, yeah, because the Bengals were ready for it. But I was tricked, personally. When he started rolling to the right and he stopped, my initial gut said this is going to work, because I was tricked. But the Bengals didn't fall for it. They stayed home. That's discipline, gap assignment. That's just a really good defense right there.
Yeah, and it looked, if you notice, he saw the opening, but he was just like everybody, they closed that opening way too fast for him to even, get near there. So it was good vision on him, but I mean, the Bengals defense is just too quick on that.
Swarmed. Yeah.
Yep.
So here we go. This one, Jesse Bates. Why does that sound so familiar? Oh my God. Is he related to Bill Bates, the safety for the Cowboys? All right. Huntley. Wait, second and goal. Okay, cool. I thought it was going to be third. Shotgun, snapped, rolling to his right, throws it, incomplete. The good news is it was second down. Huntley, big sense of urgency, coming up to Robinson, patting him on the head, being a leader, showing a presence out on the field. I like to see that.
Yeah.
Huntley, I'm really glad I looked that up, because I think we get this idea that some of these guys just kind of stumble their way in the NFL when we don't realize anybody that's starting in the playoffs, whether it's a first, second, or third string, at one point in their life, they were the man. They were the best thing. I mean, we just saw it. He beat Lamar Jackson in high school. So Tyler Huntley's got greatness in him, but can it come out? Can it come out right now? What is this? Timeout.
Oh, timeout. Okay.
Yeah, timeout, Bengals. Can he release some of that greatness? I thought that he played really good in 2021. And even though we've gone down a 5-game stretch where the most points he scored is 17, I'm not going to just ignore. It's the same thing with Russell Wilson. It's going into next year. Of course he can be better. Nobody ever falls off a cliff that large in that
Mhm.
short amount of time. Like,
Mhm.
obviously there's something else going on. Huntley, I saw him go toe to toe with the Packers, who were 13-3. It took a Mason Crosby last second field goal last
Mhm.
year, week 18, I believe. The Ravens were good with Tyler Huntley, and Tyler Huntley I was advocating should be a starter somewhere. So
Yeah.
here he goes, man, with his opportunity to really prove that he could be a starting quarterback, and he wins these games. He may be the future quarterback for the Ravens.
Or the Colts.
Third, or the Colts. Third and goal, and
Oof.
that was just a bad throw. It didn't look like
Yeah.
anybody even could have made a play on that. So
Yeah.
now you're still going to get a 1-point lead pending a block. And what do you think about that? It's kind of like how you say, you meet someone, you get a hand job instead of get laid. Like you make it all the way down there and you leave with 3.
I don't mind this because
It's a
this is
hand
just
job.
like you get something. I like it. I look, the touchdown would have been better, and I feel like the play calling could have been a little bit better too, but maybe that's also the Bengals defense being that good. But I like the fact that they're up now. They are up on the Bengals going into halftime, and they're going to receive the ball. That says a lot for the defense because they were able to get that fumble, put the offense in a better position to score after they just scored a touchdown. Hey, let's see if we can get two scores before we get into halftime, right? You get the 10 points, man. I mean, we were talking about 9-3 is good against this Bengals team. Now it's a 10-9 lead on the Bengals. So honestly, any lead for the Ravens at this point is a good thing.
Yeah, if this is like you missing the first half of the game, you're on a date, you come home, you're like, I'm going to catch the second half, you turn this on, your initial thought is like, we have a ball game.
Yeah.
We have a ball game.
Oh, yeah. And I got to say, like, a lot of these games this wild card weekend have been really good. I don't think there's been one that's been that disappointing really this weekend. The 49ers and Seahawks, that was pretty good up until there's a point, right? Like up until
halftime.
Pretty much halftime. And then the 49ers were like, okay, let's just run away with this real quick. That's kind of when that happened. So, but everything else has been very, very entertaining. And this is no exception right now. And we still got one more game. We got one more game.
Yeah. And that game is maybe that was supposed to be the close game. So maybe that'll be the blowout that we're not expecting. Oh, good little squib. Justin Tucker. He's great at everything he does with his feet.
Everything?
Everything.
Oh, my God.
Everything. So 3 seconds left. Kneel down. That would make sense, right?
Yeah. Oh, we got a offensive lineman coming in for one of the injured ones for the Bengals. And yeah, like you said, they're going to kneel it. All right, that's it for the first half. Baltimore's up 10-9 on the Bengals. Who would have thunk? But here we are. This is the game right here.
I could have thunk it. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I really thought that.
Smoke up my ass.
No smoke up your ass. I thought
I can feel it. It's in my ass. I can feel it.
I just thought that as the game got closer and closer being played, it was like, wait a minute. Why did we forget who John Harbaugh is? And then I was actually trying to prove how good Buffalo's defense was, and I found out the Ravens were actually the number 3 scoring defense, or not number 3 scoring defense, but number 3 in points allowed. And I was like, dude, of course the Ravens have a chance to win this game. And Tyler Huntley, man, if he's playing exactly how he needs to do to win. Like, of course, he's not making these Mahomes-esque throws and stuff, but that's not really the Ravens style anyway. But he's got his team in a position to win. They're going into halftime with a 1-point lead, and everybody in that locker room, if they didn't before the game, well, now they know, okay, Tyler Huntley can lead us to a victory, and they, teams play different when they believe that kind of stuff about their quarterback.
Yeah, and the Ravens are already over half of the points they've scored in games. They're at 10 points. They need one more to basically get their total of the last few games in the regular season. That's not bad, man. You score 2, you're already ahead of schedule, really.
Yeah, it sounds like you're playing your best ball at the right time.
It really does. It really does. And like you said earlier, without Lamar Jackson, which is very surprising, but you said Tyler Huntley's doing what he's supposed to be doing for this team and getting him into scoring position, getting these long drives that take up a lot of time and still coming away with points, coming away with 10 points because the first quarter didn't seem to be going very well for them up until the very end. And obviously you've seen what happened in the second quarter. So it's looking promising for this Ravens team. And, we thought this would be mostly like, hey, we're talking about the defense. We're talking about the defense and the offense. So that's always a good thing for this Ravens team.
But you know what we're not talking about?
I don't know.
We're not talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice.
Damn it. I wanted to come up with that. I was like, shit.
Talking about practice?
Practice.
Practice? Man, you talking about practice? Dude, that was the one interview where everybody that was watching got contact high. They're like, are we talking about practice?
I don't think we're talking about practice.
What is he talking about? He's talking about practice.
Real quick to the comments, Steve said, you missed the first half of the game on a date. You ain't no true fan of your team. You need to set priorities with her from the start. Just saying. Steve is already. Steve doesn't give a shit. Steve doesn't give a shit.
Who missed the first half?
No, he was saying about your example. It's like you go on a date, you come in the second half, and you're like, "Oh, this is a game."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, "Who is he yelling at in the chat?" You ain't no fan. You're a bitch.
Can you imagine? I put that comment up, but not the one that started it. And I'm just like, "Wow, whoever did that is an asshole." And here I am, the asshole.
Yeah. Well, in my context, I didn't mean like an actual fan of the game or a fan of the Ravens or Bengals, just like a fan of football. Like you come home and you're like, yeah, I'll just catch a football game. It's the playoffs, and especially those people, that group of people that aren't necessarily going to watch every minute of every game. Those are probably more people inclined to be like, how are the Ravens winning? I mean, because they're following mainstream media, which definitely didn't give the Ravens any shot. I think the actual predictions that Sunday Night Football does, I think it was 10 for the Bengals. I don't think anybody picked the Ravens.
No, I wouldn't pick them either, though. I don't think I'd pick. I don't think either of us picked them in our prediction on our Wednesday show.
No, I just don't think it should be like this huge surprising thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But it would be for a lot of people, and it's like the Ravens at one point in the season had the Bengals beaten by a lot of points and the Dolphins beaten by a lot of points. And remember like week 5, how the Ravens were? It was like the only games that they lost. They were up like 28 in the fourth quarter. And it was like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, there was always this idea where if they could just not collapse in the fourth, they could be one of the best teams in the NFL. And then Lamar happened, and then that's why on our last podcast when we were talking about the Ravens, I was like, let's take a minute because we are so like down on this offense right now. Let's go back and look at some scores. And I was like 38, 41, 37, 30. Like the Ravens do have the ability to score points. Tyler Huntley just hasn't been playing that great. And he is the difference maker in my opinion so far. That play where he saved the fumble and not just threw it out of bounds but made a play. He's playing with the juice. He's got the juice, and that's what they need. That's the only thing they need.
Yeah, and you saw that, like you said earlier, they're playing their best football at the right time. That's what it seems like for Huntley. Yeah, and you mentioned earlier, this guy isn't someone who just happened to play himself in or just happened to be in the NFL. Man, these guys are players. These guys are in the like. Again, kind of what I said about Daniel Jones a couple episodes or so ago. Tyler Huntley is gonna go into towards the end of his career and for the rest of his life say, I started games for an NFL team, and not even that. I started a game for an NFL team in the NFL playoffs, and I scored 10 points. You know what I mean? Like, or he scored 7 points, whatever. Like these guys aren't just like people you see off the street. It's like, oh man, he has a good arm. Let's put him on the team. Like, no, these guys, this is someone who beat Lamar Jackson in high school, went through college, went through whatever avenues he had to get here. And someone picked him up because they saw some potential in him. And now you see him playing at a high level, and he's winning the game right now in the first half. I don't think we should kind of a lot of people should just discount it. Like you were saying, like 10 people pick the Bengals to beat the Ravens. Still an NFL football team, man. They're still in the NFL playoffs, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, there are teams that are better than others, but don't necessarily just like completely block them out from anything because again, they're winning 10-9 right now in the
Yeah, and
first half of this game.
they got 10 wins on the season. You can't accidentally have double-digit wins, you know?
Exactly.
So, like, they've been doing something right all game. So I would say the
Mhm.
only person that's the exception is probably Brock Purdy. He probably wasn't the guy in high school that I think he was only offered one scholarship
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
a Big Ten team or something. It's a great story, but I'm going to take a quick pee and then we'll do like a super quick recap of the games, not in depth, and then we'll get
Yeah.
back into it.
Right. Sounds good. Let's get to Robert's comment here. Have you ever seen the Dennis Green meltdown after losing to the Bears, speech known as they are who we thought they were? Robert, I love that speech. I was up for that Monday Night Football game, Bears at Cardinals. It did not look good. This was 2006, and I was like maybe 15, 16 years old when this game happened, right? And I remember it. I remember being in my living room, just being like, I can stay up, watch this game, this and that. And it just looked bad. And I was like, man, I got school tomorrow. Like, should I go to bed? Like, the Bears are probably going to lose this one. And then they came back. Devin Hester, Urlacher stripped the ball. And who was it? The one that scored? Was it Tillman? I forgot who scored off that Urlacher strip sack. But it was good. It was good. And the one Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. You play to win the game. That's it. That's a great speech, and we'll have Kyle here to talk about the rest of the games here that happened earlier today. All right, Kyle. Bills, Dolphins at a third string quarterback, Skylar Thompson. If they had Tua, man, this may have been a different outcome. But
Yes.
they had Skylar Thompson. He played really well. But the Bills were lucky. I don't want to say lucky enough, but I think they were able to play better towards the end to come out with the win. What did you think of this game?
I thought it was probably the most weird game that I've seen out of all the games because Buffalo, when they started with the ball in the second half, they actually lost the lead because there was a fumble on a Josh Allen sack, and it got returned for a touchdown. So Miami got points off that, and they actually took the lead. So I thought that was kind of interesting just because when you look at the score, it's easy to say, oh, if Tua was there, they would have won. I think that is true. I really do. But in a way, it felt like Buffalo also – now, if you're going to repeat this game, okay, and you're going to have Tua play, that's a different story. If Tua would have been there today, yeah, I think the Dolphins win. But if you repeat this game, the chances that Buffalo makes the same amount of mistakes that they made, and I could totally see what was happening as a person that has seen this my entire year this year, is that every time Josh Allen grabbed the football, it's almost like he wanted to make everything okay in one play. And it just was like, I have to have some kind of 45-yard play. And all of these balls just kept being like perfectly thrown and in the breadbasket, and then they hit the ground, and this one touched the ground, and then they have another deep shot, and they're going to review this one to see if he was down, but then they review it and see he didn't even catch it. There was just so many things that were like, I think Buffalo, I'm really happy that they won this game because I do want the playoffs to always represent the best playing the best to see who's really the best. And if Miami somehow would have pulled this off, it would have been a very disappointing game next week, in my opinion, with Skylar Humphrey. But you got to, let's just really quick. As much as I want to say you got to like tip your hat to Skylar Thompson, he was 18 for 45. He had 2 picks. I mean, it's not like he went out there and was like, very solid. He went out there and he was a person. He was a person. And he wasn't like a bad person, but he wasn't also a good person. He was just kind of existing in space.
Yeah.
And I can't even think in my head like one game altering play that I was like, Skylar Thompson did that.
Yeah.
So He had he had a couple of good throws, but they're normal throws an NFL quarterback should make, like a back shoulder to Tyreek and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But nothing like what we just saw Tyler Humphrey do with that fumble. I didn't see anything like that. I think Buffalo is the better team. They need to go home, lick their wounds, and figure out what the hell is their problem, because they do not deserve to be in the playoffs, but they got to thank the lucky stars they're still in.
Yeah, and I think for the Bills, it's like another return of the legend of Gabe Davis in the playoffs, because he had a sick touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone, had, tippy-toed, made sure both of his feet were in. That was awesome to see. I love Gabe Davis. What he did last year in the playoffs too was awesome. And he just continues to dominate. And I have to agree, Skylar Thompson, like you said, like didn't do anything insane, but also like, man, to go up against the Bills and do what you did, impressive. As a third string quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater didn't play. He has the benefit of having a Tyreek Hill, a Jalen Waddle, and a Mike McDaniel as a coach. So credit to him. What about the Giants Vikings game? This seemed to be the Daniel Jones game because he played out of his mind in this game. Giants going to the divisional round for the first time since 2011.
If you didn't know that Daniel, oh my God, dude. I just want to say, like, as a person, now I know we got into that little debate about Daniel Jones, but removing all of that, I had no idea the Giants were going to do that. I picked the Vikings, right? So let me say that first before I sound like I'm being arrogant. I picked the Vikings to win the game. With that said, Daniel Jones looked so good in this game that if you would have told me that it was his first playoff game, it was like, there's no way. He was so calm. He was so collective. He was rolling out. He had over 70 yards rushing in the first half. And not only that, but he wasn't sliding and going out of bounds. He saw two linebackers, and he would put his shoulder down for an extra yard. Like, Daniel Jones wanted this game more than anybody else out on the field. And the defense played really good. Thibodeau got stepped on by a 350-pound guy. They go tape that up. There's a guy playing with the club. The Giants just wanted it more. Simply put. And
it was very impressive, and it definitely shut my mouth as the Ravens just returned it to about the 20-yard line after the kickoff. It shut my mouth on Daniel Jones, man. He did really, really well. I was kind of keeping track with it like towards the end in the third quarter. He was like 22 for 27, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, whatever the stat line was. I was just blown away. I was like, wow. Daniel Jones, to me, does not come off as that type of guy. But when we talk about the playoffs and when you need to play your highest level, he stepped it up and he showed up. And you got to give credit to Saquon as well. But they were able to beat the Vikings. They were able to do it.
Absolutely. And we'll definitely have more about the games when we finish our game tomorrow. Huntley's first play in the second half is going to be a 14-15. He's going to just keep going forward. 15-yard run. Yeah. 15-yard run, and he was meted when you've been streaming too long. He was meted he was met about 10 yards after this carry, and he just found a way to keep driving his feet, turn his back, and use his leverage to get a couple more. J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins did really well.
Definitely think that it's possible the Ravens' backfield's a little underrated. That's definitely possible. Huntley, shotgun formation, fakes the quick screen, little sidearm so it doesn't get batted. You can't underestimate that. Dude, how many balls did we see batted this weekend? Just like, because even Trevor Lawrence, he had his first pass in the game was batted, and it was a pick. Mm-hmm. That's all you got to do sometimes.
Was it also the was it the Vikings who batted a ball down too in just the last game? They batted a couple balls down too from Jones, didn't they?
I think I saw it in every single game, and I'm not shitting you. Mm-hmm. And I used to think it was a short quarterback thing, but Lawrence is 6'6", so it's a quarterback thing, and that's why sometimes people, especially old school people, are like, just throw the ball normal, don't sidearm it. Like, I mean, yeah, but he avoided it getting batted down, so you could do that too. I mean, that's why I wasn't being sarcastic. I really think that is a valuable thing to do. And we saw Justin Herbert do it a couple times too. Some amazing sidearm throws in that game. That was just a very like quarterback talented game. It was
that sidearm sling, man. It comes in handy.
Yeah. Mahomes normalized it when Brett Favre did it. Voodoo.
That's true. When Brett Favre did it, like, what is going on here?
Yeah. Huntley, great pocket awareness, 55, able to grab him. It looked awkward, but there is that's just the way it looks when you tackle a quarterback sometimes. Fourth down.
Because they don't know how to slide, they don't know how to fall, they don't know how to do much.
It's like, what, did he grab him by the collar? No. Oh, so he grabbed him by the face mask? No. So he just got tackled normal? Yeah.
He just looked like a dumbass, that's all.
Why do you look like that? Yeah, look at he like pulls his whole back. Look how he bends right here.
Yeah. Ravens punting it away.
Yeah, not a great start, and it depends who you're cheering for. Bengals definitely did the right thing. Right out the gate, set the tone. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how crazy would it have been? The Ravens 10 plays, touchdown drive, opening the second half. That would have been insane.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be a final score of 13-12. You know,
that's true. You're right. I forgot. We got to get weird scores here.
Yeah, we got to get weird scores, man.
For the Ravens Bengals. Let's hit the comments here real quick with KC. You do know all the NBC announcers picked the Bengals in the game. I think a win by the Ravens will be a surprise, not a complete shock. I think it'll be a complete shock. I think with them all picking the Bengals, I think it would be a shock. If you're saying this team is definitely going to win and the other team wins after 9 other people agreed with you, that's a shock to me.
You know, that's only happened once this entire year, that every Sunday Night Football person picked one team and the other team won. Do you know what game that was?
Was it the Broncos versus the Seahawks?
Why would it be the Broncos? No. You think everyone picked the Broncos?
Something
there was
like
that. There was actually quite a few people that were like 12. It's going to be crazy. Russ is emotional. Yeah, no. It wasn't that game. It was actually week 3, but I was fucking with you. It was the Broncos. It was the Broncos and 49ers week 3.
Really?
And yeah, we ended up winning 10-11.
See, anytime I know Kyle brings up a stat like that, it has to do with the Broncos. Steve said you need to throw a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness on a defenseless urinal. He's talking about you, Kyle.
Taking
with
a piss?
With all this toilet abuse. He said, this guy in the toilet abuse.
You guys just think I use the toilet so much because we're together for 17 hours.
Don't use the toilet, Dick. Get a catheter like the rest of us.
I'm trying. It's not as easy as you think. It's really hard if you don't have a medical condition. No,
Robert saying the best is the one with the high score at the end of the game. Miami would be known as a Cinderella team. How many times have Green Bay lost first round when they were favored to win? You have to show up. And that's true. And KC says agreed. And with this playoff, you've got an extra rivalry emotion going as well.
Look at your TV. Look at your TV. What do you see?
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
I was too late. You're a second in front of me. It was Brock Purdy. So I was going to respond. I was going to say we don't need a Cinderella team because we have it. It's Brock Purdy. It's Brock Purdy. It's a guy that
we have a Cinderella on a good team. That's what we have. We have a Cinderella on a very good team, which is Brock Purdy.
Yeah, that's what he said. We need a Cinderella team, right?
Yeah, his team as a whole, but I think we have a Cinderella player on a very, very good team. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's a really good point.
I think you could. I would. Would you agree with that? I feel like that's good. Yeah,
I do agree with that. I still think it. I totally agree with that. I'm not ready to reply. Give me time. I got to come back to something.
We had the first play go for what, 5 yards, 6 yards?
Yeah. Miami's no pushover as a team now. You know, that defense and Bradley Chubb and that receiving core, like they're kind of a pretty good team too. Great roster.
Oh yeah.
So Joe Burrow with 11:38 trying to get something going here. He's a leader. He's going to take this team on a drive and he's going to score a touchdown. I'm pretty confident in that. The real question is going to be the ability for the Ravens to stick with them because Joe Burrow went into halftime down he's not a loser. He's a winner, and he will find ways to win, especially against, the Ravens. That's his mindset. He's coming out here to score a touchdown. You think he takes a shot
right now?
Yeah, like on this drive, like a deep one, or do you think it's a slow, methodical thing?
Oh, wow! Great play there by Burrow.
Wow, Burrow.
That was insane. Meow. As KC was saying earlier, caw.
Burr. Oh,
Joey Burr. I don't know. I think that play just seemed to be like a quick, let's get a couple yards here for the first down. But I would not be surprised if on second down, if it was like a 2nd and 1, Burrow would take a shot. That's Burrow. That's who he is, man. He would take a shot on a 2nd and 1 by his, down to his own 25 or whatever it was. Like, he would definitely do that.
Let's see. So they're going to give it to Mixon here, and he's going to plow forward for 8 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Great run on first down. I mean, if you can get 8 yards on the ground on first down, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, and this is you said it was Mixon. Oh yeah, it was Mixon. Him and Pirine, man, it's just it's so good. It's a 1-2 punch. It doesn't matter what defense happens to go up against them. They're gonna have a tough time with both of these guys. And Pirine, some guy that kind of wasn't necessarily someone who a running back who is like good by any means in the past. He just was able to get his opportunity with this Bengals team when Mixon got out, and it's like, oh wait, look who we have now, right? To complement Mixon in a way. So they got lucky with his emergence.
Kind of reminds me of Madison, Delvin Cook's backup. It was kind of the same deal.
Oh, yeah.
And also CMC's backup, Chuba Hubbard or something.
Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, that's their time to make your case. So here goes Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd lining up on the left side, top of your screen. Shotgun formation. 1st and 10. Mixon back there with they're gonna send some pressure, and it's gonna be read perfectly. Tyler Boyd with an 11-yard. That was a quick throw. That was a great job, just being like, "Oh, you're blitzing, Tyler Boyd,
open right away."
That's just like some good IQ stuff right here.
I don't know if you noticed too, like there was it seemed like in the Giants Vikings game at one point, we were talking about refs earlier, they missed a false start, I think, on the Giants.
Yeah, I called it in real time.
Yeah.
And I was like, this won't matter. And it never got called. And I was like, that's when I was like, we're getting a whiteboard.
We're getting a whiteboard, do a tick mark. 1 missed call, 2 missed calls, 3 missed calls.
Well, it's just like, how do you miss that? You have 7 people staring, waiting for that specific penalty, and you miss it. And we're sitting here. I'm watching the game on my cell phone, and I can see it. It's unbelievable. Tyler Boyd took a pretty good shot. Got up pretty quick. I've taken some shots at wide receiver. It's all about how fast you get back up.
Yep.
You just act like it didn't happen. If you
act like it didn't hurt. Act like it didn't hurt.
All right. Handoff to Higgins. This is not Higgins. Pirine, and he gets maybe 1 half yard. So 3rd down coming up, 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So halfway mark through the 3rd quarter. No change in the scoreboard, but the Bengals are going into Baltimore territory now.
About 7 minutes left here in the 3rd.
Are you at 7?
7, 11, 7:09, 7:08, 7:07.
Okay. You're only 3 seconds ahead of me.
Okay, I'm going to pause real quick. Let me know when they snap the ball.
Okay. Snap. And they blow it dead.
Sweet.
7:01.
Let's go. Now we're in line. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Whoever is watching the stream right now, here's the thing I will say. I appreciate you guys when me and Kyle are over here trying to line the stream, so we're not like over here trying to like step on each other's toes. Someone's ahead of another person. Like thank you guys for dealing with us.
Well, I found out that people like it because my brother was like, he sent me a text and he's like, let us know every so often what the time is, because I want to make sure I sync up with you if I end up a little ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think it's like kind of community wants to be synced.
Yeah, they want to see the same thing with the people who they're watching the stream with. I like it. I enjoy it.
Great job by
Nice.
Jamar Chase. So he catches this ball. First things first, feet inbound, and then he grabs the ball and suits up for a huge hit, protects the ball with his life. Look at how quick he makes this decision to protect the ball.
Catch and protect. Yep.
It still almost popped out at the end right here. Look at this.
Oh, it did? Oh my God. Yeah, it did. That would have been bad.
Yeah. Under center right now is Joe Burrow, 38-yard line.
Here we go. They're threatening. They are threatening.
And they're going to fake the handoff, and here's your shot to Chase. There it is. There he is to the 21-yard line. 19. Yeah, 21.
In the red zone.
Wrong way.
In the red zone.
Yeah, there was only one receiver down at the bottom of our screen at the snap, and it was Chase. That's why I knew right when they faked this handoff.
Yeah,
it had to be a play to Jamar Chase.
Dude,
when he went that way.
I was gonna say, man, Jamar Chase, his just transfer from college to the NFL was like the most seamless thing I think I've ever seen in a wide receiver as of late. I am so jealous that the Bengals got him. I wish the Bears, if they draft a wide receiver, can just that can be the same thing that happens,
Yeah.
Oh, touchdown. There we go. Touchdown. That's a touchdown.
That is a touchdown. But he did have a few minor hiccups. Remember in preseason, they asked Joe Burrow because he kept dropping the balls in preseason.
That's right. Yeah.
And they were like, does he have a dropping problem? Well, that narrative didn't stick around very long.
and Joe Burrow would talk shit about him like sometimes because he was played with him. He played with him a couple of years already. So he's like, yeah, man, he's gonna have to stop doing that, or else I'm not gonna throw him the ball. I think he said something like that.
Yeah, that is literally the opposite of Aaron Rodgers' pressure. Dude, this
Hayden
throw right
Hurst
here is just immaculate. This window that.
Oh, it may not be. But did he cross the plane?
Oh, we got to see the other side. There it is. Okay, yeah, short. They're gonna say he's probably down just short, but dude, that
I don't know if there's enough evidence though. Sorry, what were you saying about the throw?
No, I couldn't believe that throw he made. That window was so tight, and there's just so much like. That's the difficult nature of trying to judge quarterbacks that don't have a lot of snaps, because this is a perfect example. That throw we just saw, that is just repetition, literally reps and reps and reps of being like, I know exactly where he's going to be, and throwing the ball like in a spot before he even cuts, or right as he cuts, knowing like how fast he breaks off his cuts, all those little details. It's like when you're growing up. Me and my brother, we used to play all the time, but like it would be dark out, and it gets to a point where you get to know somebody so well that even in the dark, you're running a certain way, and you just know, like, you can't even see the ball, and you just know like when to squeeze. Like it just becomes like this thing where like what each other are thinking at all times. And the young bucks jumping in, like what was the name? Skylar
Thompson.
today, Skylar Thompson. It's hard to judge because, they don't have those reps. They really don't. And they're going out there and they're kind of trying to just use speed as their judge of where to throw the ball. Like, okay, this guy's running 17 miles an hour. I will throw it 10 yards in front of him. So, you're trying to do that. But what you don't account for is like when they hit a peak speed or when they decide to do like an extra cut, and just all these little like unique things that, to your point, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have been doing since, their freshman year in high school together. So, I mean, it's almost not even fair.
And it's really impressive when you really think about, like you said, all the little things. Like you said, you and your brother just got to know each other to when it got dark. You knew exactly where each one was going to cut, if they were going to catch the ball or not, this top speed of the other,
how hard the ball's going to be thrown, like everything.
And these guys are like athletes. They work out every day. They play the game every day. They do the plays. the playbook, whatever, every single day. So it's like these guys are only ever getting better, almost every game. And it's just impressive. It's just very, very impressive that they're able to throw the ball exactly where they're going to be. First and goal.
And it could end up being one of the greatest duos of our life.
Yeah.
Honestly,
really.
it could be Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So that one does get called back short. I thought it might, just on that second angle that we could see, it looked like a little bit short, but I don't have any doubt that they're going to punch in here. Maybe a QB sneak, Joe Burrow.
QB sneak, absolutely. Yeah. Touchdown.
Well, there's a flag on the play here. So the same ref that throws the flag.
No.
Is this going to be one of those illegal shifts? Remember when this happened in the Giants-Commanders game?
Did it?
And Jamar Chase, illegal shift, Jamar Chase. Number 1.
Defense.
Oh, defense.
Offsides. Touchdown.
Jeez. What a trip. Do you see Jamar Chase like kind of arguing? That didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
He was like, what? That was a really good job. You think he's going right over the middle? That play is almost unstoppable at this point in the league with the athletes that we have now. You try to stop Jalen Hurts on the 1 yard line. Like, good luck.
What I don't understand either is that why don't more teams do that? The QB sneak is super effective. It's just very effective. Do that more on a 1 yard line type of thing. Oh, you go for 2.
Ooh, T. Higgins, your 50-50 guy. It's going to be a pass interference on Peters. You don't see a lot of pass interferences on 2-point conversions. This is going to set him up to literally do another QB sneak with Joe Burrow.
Harbaugh hates this call.
Look at this. He is grabbing him. Him.
I don't know, man. I think that's mutual pass interference there with T. Higgins. I think they're both grabbing each other's arms, if not each other's jerseys. But I think right at the very end, that's why they called it, because Marcus Peters was still holding on to him as Higgins let go.
Yeah, it's definitely a two ways you could call it. They could have kept it in their pocket for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
So Burrow is going to throw it this time again, and now he's rolling out to the bottom of the screen, and he's going to fire it to a wide open T. Higgins. So your 50-50 jump ball guy ends up just getting space and making a real clean catch with no one around him. I got to see how he got that open. I mean, well, you think Joe Burrow started, way over there, and he comes all the way back.
Yeah.
And it's just a long time to contain these guys, man.
That was too easy, man. That was too easy. KC meow meow.
Is that our new thing?
That's our new thing for touchdowns or any 2-point conversions or a field goal, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're doing that from here on out.
I like it.
And it gets some exercise going.
Honestly, that's how you're getting exercise. You don't need to exercise anymore. You've already given up.
Been giving up, boy. Oh, man.
Come on, get into it.
It's for the shoulders. Okay, well, score update. What do we have, Kyle? We have the Bengals up 17-10. Ravens getting the ball back with about, 5 minutes left or something like that? 4 minutes?
Yeah, right now there's 5 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third quarter. 5:02. Let me update that too.
Love it. Let's see. Hit the comments. Let's hit the comments here. Steve saying he also has a very good QB, wide receiver 2, and solid running back. I get tired of hearing about how it's the offensive line's fault or the team doesn't have any wide receivers. If you have a franchise quarterback in your hands, he will find a way to do it. I remember watching Favre throw to his 5th and 6th wide receiver because of injuries, and he was still winning games. I'm kind of lost who we were talking about at that point.
I think I was talking about how bad Joe Burrow's offensive line was, maybe.
No, it wasn't that back. I can't remember what it was. Steve, if you could remind us who you were talking about in regards to this comment about having a good quarterback, wide receiver, two, and solid running back.
He also has a very good quarterback, wide receiver, and running back.
Harbaugh? Are we talking about Harbaugh?
Was this during halftime? Because I think he's talking about the 49ers.
Oh, the 49ers.
Maybe. Well, I don't know because that almost seems as if like we were making excuses for Purdy, but there would be no reason to. He's doing phenomenal. So probably not the Niners.
Well, he's saying he has a good quarterback.
Maybe the Vikings.
Or was it the because I assume he's talking about a coach because he's saying he also has a very good quarterback, wide receiver, two, and solid running back. So it's got to be the coach. It's got to be a coach he was talking about.
John Harbaugh?
Maybe. Yeah.
Help us, Steve.
Casey's recommending high knees for the shoulders. Yep, no, that'll definitely work the shoulders and get it up there.
That is such a timely message. That is
so Steve was saying, I don't remember now, but it included Burrow.
Okay. Maybe Joe Burrow in high school playing with Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I think so, and that's why he was referring to the offensive line. I think that's what he was referring to. Yeah, help me, help you. LOL. Right now. Well, Ravens just got the ball. I think they got up to about the 20-ish, 25-yard line right there. Can't remember.
And this is going to be an extremely important drive. Not to overhype it, but Cincinnati came out. They got points. They stopped you. Now, what are you going to do? Tyler Humphrey avoiding a sack. Great throw right there.
Wow, nice way to get
Dobbins,
rid of it.
who gets a sideline and stays.
Go!
Wow.
Oh, wow, what a play.
And a safety is required to save a touchdown. Well, I don't know if Dobbins got that kind of top speed, but he was on a straight path, and someone was going to have to catch him from behind.
Wow, what a play.
This. Huntley is playing different, and this is how he was in 2021. Here we go.
Now up to the 46.
Back to Dobbins with a Le'Veon Bell type patience. Doesn't pay off.
That's so funny you said that because the first person I thought of was Le'Veon Bell. The way he kind of just waited for the play to develop there. I noticed that. Yeah.
4 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock. Dobbins, they put a nice warm jacket around him, pat him on the head.
Good job, son. Good job.
Good job, son. Good job. I'm sure Huntley would get one too, but he's still balling.
Yeah.
2nd and 10.
He needs to keep going. No pat on the head until you get that touchdown. No excuses.
Yep, and at least 3, and they're about 20 yards away. This ball is snapped, fakes the handoff. Now it's going to be a screen to Gus Edwards, and he gets 10, 11, 12, 13 yards.
15 it looked like.
Really?
Yeah, because the way he fell back, I think he fell right into the 5 there. So he's in the Bengals territory now.
Great play right there.
Yeah.
3 minutes and 20 seconds left. The Bengals on the move. Not necessarily going no huddle and not calling these big downfield, just 2 screens in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They had the 1 to Dobbins, and they come back to Gus Edwards, and they're just pretty simple plays, man. Here we go, shotgun.
I was gonna say this is a pretty simple offense, but it's very effective right now with Huntley and the Ravens.
Yeah, just trying not to overthink it. Just be physical and also not too predictable. And we only have a sample size of it as Sample makes the tackle.
As soon as you made that joke, I was like, this son of a bitch.
Oh, God, I already know what he's doing. Shut up. Stop. Stop.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, guys. I'm going to get out of here.
They're like, yeah, us too.
And counter is down to 0.
Let's see if they take a shot here.
Let's see.
Pump fake, and there it is. Downfield. Touchdown.
Touchdown.
It just felt like the right time. With 2 minutes and 13 seconds, Huntley says, my turn. And they're going tit for tat. John Harbaugh's clapping. How can you not? You got a young guy out there playing his guts out. This is just who is that? Is that Eli Apple? Oh my God, that's Eli Apple, Rick.
Got beat.
Rick, is this a meme already? Check Twitter.
Yeah, I'm about to check it. Oh my God. He bit so hard.
Oh,
And
that's what
he was
happened.
trying to do everything there at the end. He was trying to smack it out of his hand. He was trying to do everything. Eli Apple just got beat.
Oh man, you done woken up a beast because Tyler Huntley's literally
Yeah,
walking around the bench, going. I mean, that is
dude.
he's awake. I don't know how else to say it. He's here
What
to
if the
win.
Ravens win? What if the Ravens win?
Yeah, they
What
could.
if the Ravens win? Oh my God.
And that's why that conversation about Lamar Jackson was so intriguing. Because what if the Ravens win?
Yeah.
That is the one part of the conversation even ESPN hasn't addressed. Well, what if the Ravens win?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good thing that Lamar sat this game out. And isn't it even more shitty that Lamar's probably sitting at home cheering for the Bengals if you really think about it deep down?
Do you think he is though? I mean,
Yes.
you really think he's rooting for the Bengals, even though he's been in the locker room with all those guys?
I think he loves his guys. I think both things can be true. I think he loves his guys, and he probably might even feel bad about it, to be honest. But I do think in a contract year where he's trying to prove his value, I think maybe he would appreciate, them not beating the AFC conference champions without him.
You said, when you said like he feels bad about it, he's like, look, I'm gonna root for him, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Yeah, when you got somebody like for the Packers on fantasy and they're playing the Bears, it's like you go like you're not rooting for them, but you're like wanting them to do good, but you hope at the end they actually like find a way to lose, but they had a great game.
Oh, let's hit the comments real quick here. We got KC. Caw! Indeed, the Ravens scored. Steve saying this is what you want if you're the Ravens, a one-score game in the fourth, 100%. And now it's a tie game. So this is gonna be even better for them going into the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah.
And then Steve saying of Eli Apple, he's the apple of our life.
Eli Apple's like
Steve, you and Kyle are on it with dad jokes today. I hate it.
Eli Apple's like that employee at your job that you don't know how they still haven't been fired.
Yeah.
You're just like
shit they talk.
Like every time I notice you, it's negative. Why? How did you keep this job, man? Pretty impressive. I'm not even mad about it. I'm impressed.
They pay you? My God. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is a game right here, man. For Sunday Night Football, this is a very good game. Oh, man. What if the Ravens win? What if the Ravens win?
And that's how it starts, with that thought.
Yeah.
And that was probably the thought that was reinforced by John Harbaugh before this game. Because you can't not hear the noise. But the fact of the matter is, like, if this was week 16, right? Or no. If this was week 9 and it was Thursday Night Football, we wouldn't be like, oh my God, what is happening?
Yeah.
We'd be like, wow, a great divisional game. Of course it's a tight game. But because it's in the playoffs, it's just like everyone forgets that these are two teams that are both talented and both have great coaches and both, want to win. It's going to be a close game. And it was never not going to be. And that is just kind of like what's funny is if it was in the middle of the year, nobody would be like mind blown. But because it's in the playoffs, it's like the stakes are so high. It's like, how is this happening?
Like you said, it would be very much, and we've said it before, right? Like we would definitely be saying of this matchup, we're like, wow, this is a great, tough AFC North matchup between the top two teams in the AFC North. But again, now it gets to the playoffs, everything's heightened. Everyone's playing one game, and you win and you're in, and that's it. So that's kind of how it goes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, Cincinnati, they got beat by Cleveland on Thursday night, and we all moved on. Divisional matchups are weird, It's like, it's one thing to be in the playoffs and playing a team that's not in your division that you're supposed to beat. But once it's a divisional matchup, it almost feels like, ooh, this game looks familiar, like the Giants going to Philly next week. It's like, yeah, we're going to have Philly winning, but it's like, hey, these guys know each other. There's a lot of film on these guys.
And they know, like you said, they know each other. They play each other twice a year. And the fact that they're going to the playoffs is just it's so fun. It's just so
Yeah.
fun. It's like not even good for them. And these are the NFL players playing the game for millions of dollars. It's good for us, the fans, who are just like, this is going to be a great game.
Yeah, no, totally. I love division rivals in the divisional round. That's my favorite.
I can remember how excited I was. I don't think I've ever been excited. Maybe it was the Bears Super Bowl, but I was never more excited since the Bears Super Bowl when up until 2010, 2011, when the Bears and the Packers were in the NFC North Championship. They're both playing to get to the Super Bowl. This is when Cutler was the quarterback.
Yeah.
And they were both playing to get into the Super Bowl. The Packers obviously ended up winning, going to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl. But that was like that game I was like so hyped for. I could not have been more hyped for a game as a Bears fan. That was just so much fun because it was the Packers. You know, it was beat them and you're in the Super Bowl. Like that's just got to be a great, great feeling. But unfortunately,
it's like
the Packers
the pinnacle. Won. It's like the pinnacle of being a fan.
Yeah. I mean, the oldest rivalry in the NFL, like, and one of them gets in the Super Bowl. It's just, it's great. It's a good time.
Who won that game?
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Man, he's so mad.
I'm so mad.
I have your punishment.
Oh, we're talking punishment from the record, right? All right. So do you want to wait until tomorrow's episode? So it's on the podcast. Everybody can listen to it.
I can if you want me to, but it's hard.
We gotta wait. We gotta wait for Monday's episode. So if you guys are in the chat right now, on this stream, Kyle and I made we kept a record of who was right in games, only on games we disagreed on during the NFL regular season. Kyle ended up winning by a game. It really went down to the wire. It went down to week 18, and just like most of the NFL regular season, it went down at week 18. And he beat me by a game. So we had pretty much opposite records, obviously, right? And he had one game over me. So now the punishment is here, but you guys have to wait until tomorrow's episode to find out what it is. Kyle, you better keep that mouth shut until tomorrow.
I just wanted to tease about your punishment.
I just want to tease.
Just a little teaser. Just a little teaser. I'm gonna fill my water up really quick. Don't leave, okay?
He's going to the bathroom, Steve. He's going to the bathroom, Steve. You know what's going on.
Rick's in his own chat.
Everybody leave right now. Oh my God. Let's hit some of these comments real quick as Kyle is taking a dump. When I mentioned that, Casey's saying, when I mentioned that the Ravens are in a total surprise, I was thinking about their great consistent defense over about a decade plus. Sure, no, absolutely. But I think as their defense has been amazing, like you said, for a decade plus. But the NFL has moved more into an offensive game, right? And then we know that. I think the whole NFL knows that. So that's kind of where the shocking part of if they win would come from. As Gus, is that Edwards? He's getting a first down there after the Ravens got the ball back, getting a first down on a 10-yard run. Steve saying, let's not forget, guys, a stream without Steve in the chat is absolutely sacrilegious. At this point, Steve, you are 100% correct. Don't you ever miss a stream. Said, oh my God, those poor shower curtains. There's shit everywhere. Real quick, Gus Edwards actually only got a 9-yard run. So with this run, he finally got 3 yards for that first down. Robert, what time tomorrow? It is going to be a 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 Central time for that episode.
Well, it is time for the fourth quarter. I mean, we got a tie ball game. I think I don't know if you're down, but what do you say we what do you call it? Lock in on this fourth quarter and give the best content we've ever given to our people.
I'm down.
You never know, man. We might have to cut this and clip it. ESPN might find it. You never know.
And well, you never know. Maybe it might be me and Kyle on ESPN the next week for the playoffs.
That would be dope, dude. That would be so awesome. By the way, pick a number between 1 and king, suit specific.
1 and what?
1 and king. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack, queen, king, and a suit.
I'm going to go.
By the way, here's the deck. I won't even touch it.
I'm going to go 7. No, I'm going to go 8 of clubs. 8 clubs.
8 of clubs. So 8 of clubs. Cool. All right. I wrote it down. Now I'll
8
tap
of clubs.
the deck of cards.
8 of clubs.
And your card, somehow, Rick.
Uh-huh.
You're never going to believe this. Your card is going to be the only one flipped on its back.
No way.
Let's see. You tell me.
Nope. I really thought for a second it was going to be the 8 of clubs.
I'm fucking with you. Of course I can do the trick. Give me a different number.
I'm going to go with what Steve said here. Queen of hearts.
Queen of hearts.
Yep.
Interesting choice. Okay. All right.
So bad.
Now I tap it. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
What is that?
Oh, no way. No way. There's no way. Kyle is cheating. He's making me look like an idiot on stream.
Dude, wait till I show you it in person. It's going to blow your mind more because you probably think I'm doing sleight of hand stuff. It's actually a really cool trick. I'll even show you. Tyler Huntley keeps it himself, stays up on his feet.
Oh.
First play of the fourth quarter is going to be a 3 to 4 yard run. How important is this drive to the Ravens?
It's very important, especially if they're able to do what they were doing in the second quarter and take 10 minutes off the clock on a drive like this.
That was a really strange keeper. He did something.
It was, right? It was. He had Gus Edwards as his lead blocker there. If he just would have gone away from him, it would have probably gone for 20 yards.
Wow. And Gus Edwards is going to run this one for a gain of 5 to bring up a 3rd and 1. And I think it's safe to say that the Ravens have no intentions on being cute on this drive.
Mm-hmm.
They are in the game because they've been playing physical and running the ball, and they're not going to change any of that on this drive.
Yeah.
Just running it. Maybe a screen here?
Yeah, I could buy that. No, maybe, what is it? The 3rd and 1?
Yeah, 3rd and 1.
Maybe a QB sneak. No, never mind. They're going to pass it.
Wow,
he's going for it.
Downfield too. Andrews catches it.
He caught it. What a throw and catch. Oh, my God. That was impressive.
The Ravens are here to win.
That was impressive, man. Holy shit.
I cannot believe that. 3rd and 1. That's probably why they took that shot, right? They were like, no one's going to be playing the deep. Especially, look, you put a tight end downfield on 3rd and 1, you assume that he's blocking, and then all of a sudden, I bet you in the beginning of this play, he acted like he was blocking, and then he decided to go receiver.
He peeled off, yeah.
It's all part of the plan on 3rd and 1.
Wow, that was impressive. Impressive catch, too, by Andrews on that play, too.
Yeah, very impressive.
Good for him, man. Steve, you got the Queen of Hearts, man. I don't know what I want you to tell you, but Steve said stick to the urinal patrol, Kyle.
I literally got your card, brother.
Don't be mad, Steve. Don't be mad he won. And Robert paying us another awesome compliment. Don't sell yourself short. You're better than ESPN, and I can prove this because I watch your show, not theirs. Robert, thank you.
Wow. Thanks, Rob.
You're nothing but full of compliments to us all the time. Appreciate
really
you being on the
appreciate
stream
that.
with us.
Yeah, Jinjo had some really good compliments earlier too. You guys are just really awesome.
Yeah,
Really.
honestly.
This is a really good group of people. And no matter how the podcast grows, I the intention is always to keep it with really good caliber people. And I love what we got right now.
Yeah, same. We were up to 163 subs on YouTube. If you don't know, so yeah, that is amazing. And again, thank you to you guys for being a part of those subs. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, that was a pretty cool to see,
I know,
because
and it
you,
was actually growing too as you were streaming, so it was even better.
yeah, and that's just cool because in my head, I'm one of those people that always imagines the best scenarios possible. I'm pretty optimistic about things, so like I assume in my head like people click on our link and they're in the middle of something and they don't have time to watch, but they enjoyed the first minute enough, so they
Yeah.
subscribe and they're like,
Mhm.
okay, I'll check back on it later or things of that nature. But yeah, it's always kind of a reinforcement that the show's doing something right when the subs are growing. And you think how long it took to get to 100, and
That's
we're
true.
almost halfway to 200. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we got some momentum going, and that's why we're gonna have so much content in the off season.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. If you guys think our content during the season is good, and it is, wait until the off season when we don't have football really, but we are just gonna come up with some very very good stuff for all you guys. So definitely
Oh
stay
yeah,
tuned.
got a teaser for you guys coming up. What is this, Moss? Like to see that sportsmanship from the
Yeah,
Bengal.
you definitely checked in on him after that hit, so that was very nice.
30 starts and 54 career games is his fourth season. Not a ton of experience, but also not his first time on the block. So
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Huntley keeps it himself, picks up 65, picks up a good block, and Lamar
Wow.
who? Lamar.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
He got to the point of no return on what was that, like a 40-yard run? That was insane.
Not I don't want to make the whole thing about Lamar Jackson, but that one is very Lamar-esque.
Oh yeah.
Now, it's one thing when you bring in another quarterback that can keep you in a ball game, but it's a totally different story when you bring in somebody that does very similar style things that
Mhm.
you do, almost as if there is, Lamar
Mhm.
Jackson just wearing another jersey out there. Not to say he's playing.
Oh,
Oh, you're ahead of me again.
so close. Wait, am I?
42. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there was that. Oh.
I'm at
Here,
on the play clock. I'm at 35,
let me know when
34,
they get to the
33.
replay.
Replay.
All right, there we go.
Throwing it and touches his fingers now. It's funny how like we can get synced up, but then it somehow still.
Yeah, I was gonna say why we've had to get synced up 3 times already, and it's like we haven't done anything different
Yeah,
to
it's not
get
like it's
unsynced.
paused or something.
This is always fun though. It's always fun to have to get synced up like this.
Gus Edwards
Oh,
fights
so
for a
close.
yard. It's gonna bring up the
So
game's
close.
most important 3rd and 2.
Very
12
important play
minutes
here.
and 10 seconds left and counting. This ball will be snapped under 12 minutes left in the game. Is this 4-down territory?
Absolutely it is, especially
It
with the game
is.
on the line in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Wow. I expect more physicality. Oh my gosh.
Oh
No way!
no! No way!
No way! What is going on?
What
Mark
is this?
Andrews, can he get him? Oh my God!
Oh no! 99-yard defensive fumble 6.
No way! And it says touchdown. Touchdown comes up for oh my God. So the Bengals get the touchdown
Wow.
officially on the game. Tyler Huntley still on the other side of the field with both of his hands in the air saying, I crossed the plane. We're looking at the replay now. Here it is.
Oh no!
No, it
No,
is
he did
short.
not
The
cross.
touchdown will stand, and that is uh, we thought
Oh
we see it
my
all this weekend.
God. The
That reminds me,
Ravens.
dude, I'm
That's
speechless from that play.
that is a 99-yard fumble 6 touchdown for the Bengals defense. If these playoffs could not get any more exciting, watch this play. That was insane. It left me speechless. Kyle and I were like, what is going on?
Do you remember number 92 for Pittsburgh?
Oh my God.
Harrison?
Yeah, Harrison.
James
When he
Harrison?
returned that one against the Cardinals.
That's the last time I've seen a play like that.
Yeah, same.
And that was, I believe that was 2009.
No, I think it was after that. James Harrison playoff or Super Bowl
Yeah, Super Bowl
return touchdown. Was it 2009? No, it wasn't 2009. Was it like 2012 or 13 or something like that?
Yeah, and that was the last play of the first half.
Yeah.
I remember. And he was like needing oxygen and stuff after that play. It was during Super Bowl XL. I can't do Roman numerals, but
wow.
Harrison intercepted a pass from Cardinals quarterback Kurt Warner at the goal line and ran back the length of the field for a 100-yard touchdown to end the half.
What year was that?
It was 2008.
2008. Wow, that was a long time ago.
Let me see. Let's see. They keep putting it in Roman numerals. Come on. That is crazy, man. I haven't seen a play like that in over a decade.
Let's see. Yeah, that was 2009.
Immaculate interception. February 1st, 2009.
Yeah. My God, what a play that was. Huntley really thought he had the touchdown. Dude. I don't think he should have hopped over to do that. That is a dangerous play. That is a very dangerous play.
And you just talked earlier. You're like, why don't they do that more?
No. No, the QB sneak. Absolutely. The jump over the pile with the ball, he wasn't even close to crossing the line. He really wasn't even close to crossing the plane there. That was bad. That was a bad one. After all the work he did too. It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, that was a really good drive that just now I always say this optimistic. The one good thing about something like that is that you get the ball back, right?
Yeah.
You get the ball back. So it's a one possession game and you do get the ball back. So in a way, it still kind of feels like you have some control over this outcome. You got to have that quick turn. If you're going to be in the conversation of replacing a guy like Lamar Jackson, this is what they need to see. The front office needs to see you overcome some serious, adversity. And here we go. Here's your test. Down 7, fourth quarter, 11:39 left. What are you?
Yeah. And the kickoff's going to go to the end zone for a touchback. Wow. We got Casey. And that was Hubbard. Yeah, it is just it is what it is there. Hubbard, a captain for the defense too, did really well.
Great awareness, you see, right?
Yeah.
Right when the ball comes out, he does such a great job of securing that and just being aware. How many times have we seen that just fall to the ground and teams jump on it and not return it the distance?
I think luckily for him, it was in the air and he was able to still kind of he didn't necessarily need to go down because he's like, if I have a chance to run it, I'm going to run it.
Yeah. Look, he's on the oxygen like James Harrison style.
And we got Casey. Wow, kitties go meow. I love it. Oh, man.
You think these people are in shape. Every time they return one the distance, they're on the O2.
I mean, I don't think I'd make it past the 30-yard line.
But you're not in the NFL, Rick.
Those guys are also like 250 pounds, though. That's a lot of mass moving a long way.
That's a fact. Huntley, first play is going to be a fake handoff to DK Dobbins, and then he's going to be sacked.
Oh my God.
And yeah, that's the
Oh, here comes
momentum is definitely shifted.
I thought that was Apple for a second. I thought that was Eli Apple.
You know what? It wouldn't be a bad idea to take a shot at Eli Apple.
Yeah. Man. Like you said, the momentum has shifted, and it's after that sack, it's almost like deflating, really. But Huntley's gonna take this and try to do his best with it. I don't think he's someone who's gonna give up that easily.
Not at all. Definitely a deflating thing, almost like a Tom Brady football. But I think Huntley's going to be able to handle this.
Yeah.
And this time they're going to hand it off. Good stutter step right there, all the way back to the line of scrimmage. And Rick, like, as much as it seems like everything's changed and Baltimore's got to respond, there's a whole quarter left. I mean, 10:40.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think like it has to happen on this drive. Like even a field goal would be cool. You don't need it all back. The defense has been pretty solid today. 17 points given up. So just keep doing what you've been doing and just forget about what happened. Let's see what happens. 3rd and 9. Huntley shotgun formation. No halfback to block for him. Let's see if they bring pressure. Looks like they do. He steps up and the pressure gets to him first.
Oh. If it's a fumble, I mean, they recovered it on the first. It's a first down.
I think that's going to end up being overturned.
Yeah.
Would rather see the refs let it play out than blow a whistle. So then if it is a forward pass, they can't even reverse it. Really?
Fumble?
They got the instant replay thing. So,
No way.
If I'm Baltimore, I'm snapping it yesterday. This ball needs to be snapped before it's reviewed.
Like yesterday, like you said.
Are they already looking at it? Why is this not being snapped already?
Oh, and he did have Andrews. That if he would have passed it like he wanted to, he would have had Andrews for the first down.
I love the after crew discussion, but we saw you not talk to the crew. You mean after your piece told you from New York that was a
after
bad call.
talking with the rest of my guys and being told what it was and from New York.
So that's kind of unfortunate for Huntley and the Ravens.
Fourth and 9, they're gonna punt it. I think this is a
you got to punt the ball here,
good
and
choice.
You're gonna have to rely on your defense, who's kind of been the strong suit of the team for the last 7 weeks. So you're gonna need them to step up here, or a special teams play.
And I think it's not the worst move either, because like you said, the defense has been really, really good, and it isn't far fetched to think that they can get you a 3 and out here.
The ball's out! Oh my God!
Oh wow! Ooh.
Dude,
that was close. That was close.
I was talking about this yesterday when it comes to punting the ball, or no, earlier in the last stream. I said, one of the things people don't talk about a lot when determining to punt a ball is because it usually feels like, hey, do we go for it or do we punt it? It's like those are the two options. But when you do punt it, you also create the opportunity that there will be a mishap on the return. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like that goes past people, like, hey, let's punt the ball. And I've seen people, let's punt it really high. Maybe they'll bobble it. Special teams can be an effective tool when used properly to also, get momentum back. And it can start with just punting the ball, not necessarily going for it all the time. And that was almost a great example of it.
Exactly. And a stop here would be huge too, because then it's not necessarily like, once the Ravens were on offense just now, it seemed like the momentum shifted, but you get a stop here. Now it's like the momentum isn't necessarily shifted to the Bengals, but it's kind of now like, all right, who's it going to go for? It's kind of in the middle there, right? So you can easily make this a 3 and out. Now you've got a fresh set of downs on offense, and your offense has been doing really well. Let's just try to get down the field and get some points. That's really all it is right now.
Plenty of football.
Plenty of football left, about 10 minutes. Let's get to the comments here while on commercial break. Steve saying, I have to thank Grossi because that's how I found you guys. And I enjoy interacting with you guys. You are more engaged with streamers who are not paid members like the bros down at the sports bar. Appreciate that, Steve. We honestly, I've forgotten to do this over the time, but I do have to thank Tom Grossi as well, because like he's brought you guys and our subs up because of him, rating us, and to you guys being very consistent on the stream with us. So we appreciate that.
Definitely.
Robert's saying, prediction: at the time of the first kickoff of the 2023 season, you will have 3,269 subs. Do you want the over under? I want the over under. Robert, give me the over under. Oh yeah, let's get into the next one. Steve saying that's devastating and emotionally draining at this point in the game. Wow. Yeah, and like we said, the momentum shifted there. Bengals have the ball. You saw the fumble happen into the out of bounds, so you don't know where it's going now.
Yeah, one thing I can't really, something that's bothering me a little bit is that all of those like elite speed talents, and nobody was able to, make a play besides the tight end. That was a lot of space. I would have thought somebody could have maybe caught up to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like only the tight end was pursuing the carrier, to me at least.
Remember what happened with who was it? Oh my god, I forget who it was.
Yeah,
but
Champ
when
Bailey.
DK met, what?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Champ Bailey when he started walking and he got hit and then he fumbled the ball before he.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was a great bad play.
That sucks.
But yeah, there's been a couple of them that have done that. They start walking and then they get caught up. So Ravens on first.
Here we go.
Man, T. Higgins fighting.
He got about 4 yards there. It's going to be 3rd and 2, I think.
Yeah, first down goes for 2, and then 2nd and 8 goes for
Raven down on the field.
Looks like an ankle.
Yeah. Man.
I don't normally speculate, but that it really does.
Yeah. He doesn't even want to get up. Like,
yeah, man, ankles can be so bad when they're bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, good that he's walking, but he won't be back in the game.
Let's get to Rob. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, nothing. I was just saying he won't be back in the game the way he's walking.
Yeah. It looked like it was during the tackle. He was trying. Oh! I saw that. That looked rough. He twisted that. I was gonna say, let's get a Robert's comment here. Bent over getting laundry out of the dryer. You made that Tom Brady deflated football joke. I almost shit myself laughing.
I didn't know where this was going from the beginning. I thought you were about to tell me that you were stuck.
Help me, Kyle. I'm stuck.
Burrow trying to find somebody. Oh, he throws it in the turf.
No!
The Ravens are getting the ball back.
This is exactly what happens with the Ravens. Is what happens.
That's all they needed.
Whew.
That's all they needed. And man, it's so funny. Very similar in a different way though to the Jaguars game. How it was so important just to just get a touchdown and forget about the score. But this is I feel like the only reason we thought it was so crazy was because the Ravens were about to go up 24, and then the Bengals did. So it was just, oh come on, they better not throw a flag on that.
I don't think there's no way
they're throwing a flag.
Oh no, are you serious?
I am so sick of that bullshit, dude. Give me some real football. What are you talking about? He just fell. Roughing the kicker?
No way. Roughing the kicker.
What? Oh my God.
Where's the roughing?
What are you talking about?
Oh, You're
telling me, wait a minute. If he touches any part of that ball, then that doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So let's see slow motion. Does he get a finger on it at all? Oh, he touched it!
He did touch it. It looked like he did touch it.
That means there's no roughing the punter. If he touches the ball.
Are they checking it?
I guess not.
Oh my God. They're not
Wow.
going to look at it.
It looked like it.
Oh
It doesn't
no.
matter now.
Oh no, man. That's a shit call. That's a
Yeah,
shit call.
there's just certain plays like you have to take a look at, man. Like there was a similar touchdown that happened early, a amazing one-hander by Diggs and to end the second half on the sideline. And sure,
Jeez.
it wasn't a touchdown, but it's like, dude, you got to look at some of these things. There's a lot of gravity on the line.
Oh my God.
So
I,
second down, Burrow's looking. He's going to check it down to Mixon, and he drops the ball.
oh,
Made
wow.
oh,
Get the ball. Pick up the ball. Pick up the ball.
I was thinking for a second,
Oh.
maybe it was a fumble.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
You think the Ravens can get off the field here again in
I
spite
think
of
so.
this?
I think so. I think they can do it. I think they can do it. Although, I mean, if I had to pick anyone right now to get a 3rd and 10, it would probably be Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
You know, it's like that drop Mixon just had is something you would see from a team losing momentum. You know,
Yeah.
not the Bengals. So interesting that. All right, here we go.
3rd and 10.
Burrow getting sacked.
Oh, what a sack. Sack lunch.
Nom, nom,
Nom,
nom,
nom,
nom,
nom,
nom,
nom,
nom,
nom,
nom,
nom.
nom. I'm not even cheering for the Ravens. I actually don't like the Ravens, but I do think that I think that guy touched that ball, and if he touched the ball, I didn't like that call, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny how that happens though, because I have no dog in this fight either. I mean, if I'm being honest, like I like Joe Burrow a lot more,
I do
but it's
too.
crazy how it shifts to like I want the Ravens to have a chance to win this
Yeah.
game because it looks like they got fucked on that. I don't know. That's just me.
Oh no, not again! Damn it!
No, there's no way they call that. No flag this time.
How is that one not a flag? That looked way worse than the last one.
Could you imagine John Harbaugh? Stop going for the block for the
Look at
love
this
of
one.
God.
You're telling me this one's not worse? It's the same.
No, the
Okay, he
kicker
fell on his
fell. The
own.
kicker fell. Yeah.
Dude, he's just being extra.
He flopped.
At this point, he's just being extra.
He is.
No, I think a lot of it kind of changed for me when Lamar Jackson decided not to play. I think that was kind of a moment for me where I was like, I hope, you know, not wishing ill on Lamar. I was just like, I hope Tyler Huntley goes out there and has like a
good game. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's something that you like, even with the Miami Dolphins. Like I was kind of hoping that Skylar Thompson would have a good game. He didn't have a good game at all, but I mean, he looked like effective during that game, right? Like you don't want anybody to go out there and just look like absolute dog shit because, you know, that's their career for these 3rd string quarterbacks. So you kind of hope that they have a good game and they can maybe either get extended by the team, get signed by another team. It's just you hope their career continues because you don't know what they're capable of in the future.
Totally. And Huntley 13, I think it was 13 for 19, and Joe Burrow something for 20. Joe Burrow's got 200 yards, and Tyler Huntley's in the 170-ish range, but he's got more rushing yards. Yeah, they're playing pretty good football right now. So this is going to be a handoff to Dobbins, who is going to try to set an edge, just get back to the line of scrimmage. And, you know, they have gone on long drives. That is part of the Ravens. They're not an explosive defense, or explosive offense. So naturally, if they do score a touchdown, it's going to take some time. Do you think maybe they score a touchdown and kind of not a lot of time left in the game?
With the Ravens, the way they've been driving with the ball, yeah, they're going to take a lot of time unless they get like another big play like they did with Huntley, right? That's really the only thing I see that the Ravens can get a score quickly. But if they get down there, you know, if they get down to the red zone on the Bengals and they're doing it with these plays that they've been doing it all game, it's going to be down to like a minute and a half and they're going to have to score.
Totally. And Mark Andrews with, what was that, a 20-yard completion. So
nice big play there.
Yeah, big play right there to get them close to midfield. And this is just a good little window, little pocket right there. Andrews, you can see Andrews with the awareness when he gets inside of that space, he just stops. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to stop right here.
Just going to plant myself down right here.
Yeah. stay
Gets
in
to
that soft
midfield
spot.
pretty much.
Yeah. And now the handoff. Ooh, and he's going to be
that looked good.
That's physical.
Yeah, that was. This game is. Oh, you can see him start chipping up a little bit. Steve is down to the barrel line of his wine bottle, so Steve's feeling a little lit right now.
Oh, I have a beer, guys. I have a beer still.
What the hell, Kyle? Drink the beer.
That's how I know I love this. Is when you're doing something boring, you like drink more because you're bored.
Yeah.
So like I can easily do this without ever having beer because I'm having fun. All right, 2nd and 10, 5 minutes. We're under 5.5 minutes. Tyler Huntley.
Here we go.
He's got 5 minutes for the rest of his life. He's going to throw a slant here. It's going to be batted down on the line.
No.
Number 98, big fella gets that wingspan up, hits the ball. We talked about that earlier.
Yep.
Maybe should have sidearmed it.
Maybe
he's a reader. He knew that he was going to throw that. He's a reader.
Get out right now.
Guy.
Get out.
That's like just
Steve, get
basics.
your boy. Steve, get your boy right now.
Football basics, though. Always get your hands up. 3rd and 10, huge. 3rd down.
Here we go.
Shotgun formation, no running back. They're bringing some pressure. He realizes it. He's trying to do something.
Oh, no.
It's all right. You know what?
He's rocking the baby. The baby.
It's okay.
They're going to punt it. Yeah.
You know why that's okay?
Why?
It's okay because they had that pass to Mark Andrews. That is the only reason this is okay.
Yeah.
Because they're in a position now where their defense has twice in a row done a 3 and out. If it weren't for that penalty, right? Twice in a row. Now they get to flip the field because of that Mark Andrews play. So here we go. What are we going to have a return here at the 15, and he's going to go out at the 19. So you did flip the field. Keep them on this side. They'll punt it to you. You could start your next drive right where you left off.
Yeah, and the Bengals really, like, at this point, first downs. Doesn't even matter if you score. Just get those first downs. Eventually, it's going to get down to the 2-minute warning. You're going to get the ball. You're going to get the Ravens to start using their timeouts. Just focus on getting first downs at this point and running out the clock. Whether that be with Mixon, whether that be throwing it to Jamar Chase, however you need to do it, Bengals, just do it.
Yep. Joe Burrow in shotgun with Mixon. He's going to hand the ball off to him, and Mixon's going to be wrapped up but get free. There's a penalty on the play. We'll see if that comes back. That'd be big.
He got 7 on that, or 8.
Yes, holding number 79.
Holding. Yep.
If you remember last year, the Bengals, even in their kind of playoff journey, I believe they played, was it Oakland or no, the Raiders first, I think, or somebody like that. But then they played Tennessee in the divisional round, and then the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they barely won those games, like especially the one against Tennessee. Like, I mean, they played a lot of close games in the playoffs, so not surprised that it's happening this year. Jamar Chase drops a pass. That is so uncharacteristic. Full extension, but still, he comes down with that.
That is very not Jamar Chase like.
Marcus Peters was
I feel like it was a little too high.
Yeah, because Marcus Peters behind him had his hands like this. It was so high that Marcus Peters was preparing to catch it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
2nd and 19. Burrow standing at the 5-yard line with a running back to protect. 3 wide receivers on the field. The ball is snapped. Burrow looking, throwing. It's going to go to the tight end to the 19-yard line. And that should bring him back to a 3rd and 10.
Hurst looking like a little slow to get up there.
Yeah, I saw that. They haven't stopped the clock.
I was gonna say Andrew, what's his name? Or Mark Andrews looks like that high school tight end who's got the buzz cut and all the eye black. I don't know. He just looks like he's a fucking bully.
Yeah, he looks like he went to Michigan.
yeah, there you go.
T. Higgins in motion, top of your screen. You got Jamar Chase at the very bottom, Boyd next to him. And Burrow gets the ball snapped, scanning, looking, avoiding pressure. He does. He continues to run. Doesn't really know what to do, so he just goes down after running for a gain of a couple. He was
4th and 5.
thinking.
Yeah.
He was thinking a million miles an hour on that play. He's like,
it looked like he was. It looked like he decided to run, but midway through running and passing the line of scrimmage, he's like, "Shit, I shouldn't have ran."
Yeah, no, it's just. Yeah, I don't even know if it was regret. It was just like he was going through so many options so quick. Right here, look. He's like, okay, he's blocking. He pump faked it to his lead blocker, and then he's like, oh, no one's gonna fall for that.
Oh man,
Burrow's a winner though.
He is. Here they go with the pump, 4th and 6.
Here you go.
Ravens just need to not run into the kicker again, please.
Absolutely, like step one. I'm sure the special teams coach talked about it, but we talked about this. The 3 and out, because of that Mark Andrews catch, they did flip the field a little bit, and they should get decent field positions. We'll see what kind of punt it is, but maybe the 35 to the 40-yard line is a starting spot. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
3 minutes. Yeah. What?
Oh, is that
no?
That's not a timeout. No, is it?
No, it's a flag.
A flag.
Oh, okay, that's even better.
Wow.
Yeah, so let's take it to the 40-yard line to start this drive.
Oh, false start on Hill.
Yeah, mental error at home. Yeah. The one penalty you can't have at home, everyone knows it's a false start.
And yet the Bears did that all the time. Wow.
Well, the Bears, they're not really the standard.
I hate you. All right, here's the punt. Queen.
Yeah.
Punt, Queen.
Flag before he catches it.
Another flag.
Look at that. They're going to start at the 50 pending a flag. I think the flag's on Cincinnati, though. Trying to listen to the TV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Hill runs out of bounds. So he makes 2 bad plays in a row.
So he can't be the first. He can't be the first on the ball, technically?
Well, no. If you go out of bounds as a receiver, you can't be the first to touch the ball when you come back in.
Oh, that's what it is.
You're an ineligible player, I think. You're just don't go out of bounds.
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
like kind of like the standard rule. I'm not sure the semantics of it. Like,
so I think it's going to add an extra 5 yards to where the Ravens are at.
Yeah, it seems like it, which would be like the Bengals 45.
Gotcha.
So here we go with Bengals win. This is the matchup that we talked about last night, the Jags and the Chiefs. I think it'll be a great game. Some people don't agree. And then the Bengals would play the Bills, which is pretty much what everybody expected. But we'll see if Baltimore can change some of these matchups right here.
I mean,
Huntley's
let's see.
first play is going to be a pass to Andrews, 7 yards.
Good completion there.
Yeah, good momentum throw right there.
And kind of how we were saying earlier, or how you said earlier, right? Just get these 2 plays that get positive yardage. Don't try to do too much, like a Huntley rush, for example, right? Like, don't try to do too much with that. Just try to get a completion here for 6 yards, get a run there for 4 yards. Now you have a first down, this and that. So if they can just keep doing that, I think it's gonna be a good series here for the Ravens.
Yeah, and hopefully they're going to keep it with Huntley right now, and he's going to go down wisely. So okay, I'm a big fan of this. I understand this much of the game at this point. When I was young, I didn't, but 3rd down is very, very important to be in 3rd and 3 and less, and 3rd and 2. That's great shape, especially because if you're in 4 down territory, which they are. You got 2 downs to get 2 yards. That's a very good thing. Yeah, Baltimore's looking to go to overtime. That's the goal here. Would they go for 2?
Ooh.
Oh, does he get there? He got there. No, he was down. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Dude, this
Oh,
game is giving me anxiety.
this game's
Why?
giving you
I'm not even
diarrhea.
why do I care so much? I feel like the Grinch when he's like at the end when his heart grows and he's like, the
Oh
presents,
yeah.
they'll all be ruined. And I care. What is the deal?
What is the deal? I love Jim Carrey so much.
Yeah, it's like the Ravens. They almost lost and I care. What is this is the 2-minute warning. And I am going to update the ticker.
Update the ticker, and I will go to the comments here. We'll go to Robert. I found you from Grossi. Again, awesome. Big props to Grossi for giving us that raid and for you guys coming in, staying here. Not only coming here and checking us out and liking it and subbing, but actually, coming here and enjoying the streams with Kyle and I. Steve said, just keep engaged with your viewers and you guys will grow and be just fine. You have all my best wishes on a great future on here. And yeah, that's what we plan on doing, man. Like there is sometimes, like, I'm not going to lie. Before Kyle and I started doing this and before Star 6 Media was a thing with all of us and all the shows, I was like, what do people get out of streamers? I don't get it. But now I get it, man. Now I actually understand why it's entertaining and like, even me, I'll be watching some of our other shows streams and I'll be like, this is just entertaining. So I don't know if you felt the same way, Kyle, but I just, that was me.
Yeah, it's fun. I think that's a good thing because you know that you love football. So it's good to take off your kind of Star 6 Media hat and watch your own show and be like, would I watch this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And I felt that way a lot. I'm like, I would watch this show. This seems
absolutely. Absolutely.
Not to toot your own horn, but yeah, it's important to say that.
Yeah, I think so. And like you said, Steve, we're gonna keep engaging with viewers and stuff like that to as much as we can. But yeah, it's fun. It's been really fun doing this and kind of just watching the other shows do it as well. So Steve also said, I didn't realize we had a playoff Monday nighter. Is this why maybe they didn't want to redo the Bills Bengals game? In terms of when they would find a time to do it, I don't think so because the Week 18 did end without a Monday night game, but I think the reason they didn't do a Monday night game on Week 18 was because they wanted all the playoff teams to have the same amount of rest going into the playoffs, which makes sense, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't have played the Bengals-Bills game on Monday night because both those teams played the day before. You can't have two games in a row.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think it just would have been so confusing to play another week.
It would have also been a disadvantage going into the playoffs, and it's not the end of the world. Like somebody, somebody died on the football field. Like sometimes you have to have the ability to flex and not worry about fairness.
Exactly.
There was not enough time. If it happened in week 3, I'm sure the game would have been redone, but it happened in week 16. There's just not enough time.
Yeah. Oh,
to be fair. Short. Oh no, he is going to be short. Yeah, there's just not enough time for it to be fair. They could have forced it, but then would they have been at full health going into the playoffs?
And would it have been a good idea? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Are you at 4th and inches right now?
Yep, 4th and inches, 2-minute warning, play clock at 25, not ticking.
Okay. Are they in the huddle?
I haven't seen a huddle. There's the huddle.
Okay, let me know when they get to the line.
Okay, completely set or the first guy gets there? Okay, they're at the line. They're at the line.
Here we go.
21, 20. Huntley going to keep it himself. Gets the first down.
Let's go.
Tyler Huntley with the biggest play of the game so far. I mean, that Bengals play was pretty big. But for the Ravens, that was a pretty damn good play because they don't get that, and they got to burn all 3 timeouts, and they got to go all the way. I mean, you're talking 90-yard flip. This is huge.
Yeah. Great job following his blockers. Every single blocker got their assignment there, and that's the reason they got the first down. If it wasn't for that, if somebody missed their assignment, it'd be a turnover. But that was really good on Huntley following his assignment there.
Absolutely. And now he's in shotgun, and he's scanning. He's going to check the
Oh my God, that was so close.
Listen, DK Dobbins has got to turn into a defender on that play.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was backpedaling and he tripped up on his feet. It wasn't a great throw, but the fact that Dobbins sat there and watched it unfold, I'm not a fan of. This is let's see. Okay, so Andrew's coming across the field here. He gets into a soft spot.
Oh, he had him wide open. Whoo, so close. Dobbins
Man.
tripped up. He thought it was just going to hit the ground. But like you said, I think Dobbins needs to turn into a defender at that point.
Yeah. And
At
it
least
was
attempt.
it was definitely a bad throw. Let's see if he makes up for it here. And what a
Wow.
throw!
And they're going to go with pass interference, I think, here.
That was such an incredible throw. I don't even know if he should throw that same pass twice. That almost was like
Zach Taylor's a head coach, man. Every time they pan the camera to him, he's got these faces on. Yeah, it's just like it's so funny. Defensive holding, or was that pass interference? Hands to the face. Kyle doing his best Zach Taylor impression right here, getting all the plays. Yep, hands to the face on the Bengals. It's going to be an automatic first down here for the Ravens. And like I said, they're down to what? A minute 40, minute 30? And they need to score here. They need to score here.
117.
117. They need to score here. They're close. They're getting to the red zone here.
2 timeouts. I think it's gotten to that point where whatever happens, you got to feel good about Baltimore. Should be a tie game besides that. That big defensive play. Huntley scanning, and he finds his running back, and that spin move gets the first down.
Nice.
A very, very clutch spin move on Dobbins right there. A little frustration. Maybe didn't need to throw him down that late. It was pretty clear the play was over, but we're under a minute left, so things are going to start boiling over probably here. Play clock at 29. Baltimore 2 timeouts. You got to be careful about when you use these here. And you can't really run the ball too much.
Yeah, the Ravens are in the end zone, but like you said, they have 2 timeouts. Cincinnati has 3. There's under a minute left in the entire game. They have to figure out how they want to approach this, whether they want to run, whether they want to just strictly pass. They can still get another first down and get to the goal.
You got to find Mark Andrews. Oh, and they were trying.
Oh, my, what a dangerous throw. Wow.
I understand looking for Mark Andrews because he's your big guy, but you got to give him a chance to make the play.
That was a dangerous
See what he sees here. He throws it.
He didn't even see 57 there.
Yeah, 57 just cuts that off. Wow, he got up there.
Damn.
Who knows if he doesn't hit that ball, what happens there?
That's probably a first and goal.
All right, so 2nd and 10. They're going to run the ball here, an unlikely run, and he switches hands to keep the ball safe, and he gets pushed out of bounds. And this would be a bad time to get a holding call.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Holding, like you said, literally a holding call on the offense. Oh, no.
So you got 22 seconds. You're going back to the 30-yard line. You have 2 timeouts. I don't really understand the running call, and I do think they started this drive with 2 minutes, and the fact that they got themselves down to 22 seconds so quick is kind of –
it's surprising.
It's like, man, couldn't they have ran some, like intentional out-of-bounds routes and stuff? Like they're going to need something downfield, and
because they're now at the 27.
Maybe a screen. All right, here we go.
Huntley's going to go for it here,
Huntley
I think.
Throwing it, and he throws
Who's he throwing it to?
Huntley, I mean, these last couple throws have just not been, like, very good.
No, not at all. And now they're looking at a 3rd and 20 here. He was trying to get to Andrews there, and I think it was on the comeback route, but he just completely missed him. He underthrew it. I feel like he even threw it way before he was supposed to throw it.
He has him. You know what? Like, if you have to get set to throw that ball, then get set and throw the ball.
He had the time, too. He definitely had the time. 15 seconds left. 3rd and 20. Oh, my God. This is it, dude. This is it.
Snap it. He got it. And then Harbaugh didn't think that he would get it, so he burns the timeout.
Oh, no.
Wasn't there just 15
Oh, no, that was Cincinnati.
Oh, okay. It comes back on.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bengals called the timeout.
Yeah.
So I thought Harbaugh for a second, was like, hey, we definitely can't afford 3rd and 25. Well, I would say I would approach this here It's 3rd and 20. I would try to get 10 yards and call timeout. I would do whatever it takes on this play. Whatever your best play is, you have guarantees like this one is my 5-yard go-to, my 10-yard go-to. Like call that 10-yard go-to. They're going to probably be playing the outsides, but you have those timeouts, so you can expose them, go inside, get 10 yards, call the timeout with 10 seconds on 4th and 10 from the 20, and you still have one more timeout. Don't try to get it all back here.
Here we go. Here we go.
Shotgun formation. Tyler Huntley. The ball is snapped. He looks to his left. He steps up into the pocket. He stays on his feet, continues running, and then throws it into the ground.
Oh my God.
Over there.
Oh my God. We've been talking about Huntley and how well he's been doing, but this is like one of those times where you can see the inexperience in the quarterback in Huntley, where it's just he's becoming, and don't get me wrong, there was pressure there. Yeah, there was pressure there. Don't get me wrong on that, but he's not weighing all his options. He's not getting out there. He's not planting his feet when he has the time to. He's not throwing the ball where it needs to be. Like, this is where that inexperience is coming in, and the Baltimore just called their second time out here, but this is not looking good for the Ravens right now. Definitely not. And it's even crazier to think that the Bengals haven't been able to get any points in the second half. And it was Baltimore that was supposed to be at 24-17 at this point in the game. And, it definitely, that one play changed this entire game. It did. It really did. And as much as we tried to say, it's just one play, sometimes it's hard to come back from those. So here we go. This is one of those moments that you want to have your best player in a 50-50 ball, at least throw it up to get a chance for a pass interference or something like that. So at minimum. Yeah. Yeah. So here we go. Tyler Huntley, shotgun formation. He will have a running back. And now there's going to be a timeout called from Cincinnati. And Cincinnati will talk about it. This offensive line has to do anything and everything to protect Huntley in this play, because they have been dropping the ball here on protection this late, this crucial moment in the game. So they need to do anything and everything they can to make sure he has the time to throw the ball in the end zone. Yeah. Yeah. If there was, and I can't be sure, but it did seem like Zach Taylor calling that timeout right now wasn't necessarily the best thing for the Bengals, because it looked like their defense had a good jump off the ball. And that might have been a saving grace for the Bengals. So you're right. That is the most important thing. He needs time, and he needs time so he can calm down too. So here we go. 4th and 20. This is the game right here. Yep. The stakes can't get any higher. 8 seconds left. Huntley, shotgun formation. He's get the ball. He's looking. He's backpedaling. He almost falls. He takes a shot downfield. And the ball is, God, it's almost caught. Oh, no. He dropped it. Oh, no. Who's that number 3? Oh, no. He had the tip. He dropped it. Tyler Huntley literally almost trips over himself. He's so nervous. He somehow gets the ball out. It's a jump ball. It doesn't look like much, but you see it's possible. It gets tipped. 3's got a chance to make a play on the ball, and he just doesn't. He doesn't. He's not able to. I really wish they would show that replay. I think it was 4. Was it 4? That is one of those, man. That's gonna be a tough night. Oh, I thought he was gonna catch it. I was like, oh, he's got it. I don't know. They have to show the replay from a different angle or something, but I thought it was in his hands. I really thought it was in his hands. That is, oh man, that's so unfortunate for the Ravens. What a game, though. And if you're the Bengals, you can hardly celebrate too hard. Team win, celebrate, but let's just take a moment to realize our strength, we thought was our offense. Here it is.
Oh my
Oh
God. What?
no, it was number 3.
Look
He
at
had
this.
it.
It looks like he sees the ball and then he
Oh,
was
it was
scared to
just out of
fill.
reach. Yeah, it
Look
was
at it looks
just
like
out of reach.
maybe 23. He was looking at 23 instead of the ball. Maybe? Or was it just out of reach?
It was just out of reach for him. Hit the fingertips. Look at Joe Burrow. He's like, woo!
And that was, I mean, and that
Wow.
was just to go to overtime. And there it is. That would have been the Ravens' win. Instead, they
Oh
literally
man.
take the ball out of their hands, metaphorically and for real, and win the game. So the Ravens, the what I was gonna say about the Bengals is you have to realize the defense won this game for you, but
Yeah.
that's what a good team does. And I think people are really quick a lot of times to be like, the defense bailed you out. You're not well, like good teams find different ways to win. Every game has a different identity and it has a different story, and you have to be able to win differently all the time.
Yeah.
And that was what I meant about the Bengals last year. They made it to the Super Bowl, but all their wins were kind of fought for. They weren't just like blowing people out. And this is, you can add this one to the list, a hard fought win for the
Jeez.
Bengals.
That was so good, dude. I
Kind of mad.
last second. It's just it's crazy how this NFL playoffs is just come down to this, and you got a couple third string quarterbacks and a Daniel Jones who played really well, and 2 out of 3 lost. In this case, Huntley. But man, the fact that it came down to the very last second, last throw, and KC says it, kitties go meow. The Bengals move on to the divisional round. So good for the Bengals. I love Joe Burrow. I love that team. So it was like we were saying earlier, it's weird how we were just like rooting for the Ravens to kind of get back into it. But
Right.
hey, the Bengals won, man. The Bengals are a good team. And Robert actually has a good question here. Does this help or hurt Lamar Jackson? Kyle, does this almost win? Does this almost into overtime help or hurt Lamar Jackson's like bargaining, like just him being looked at as a player, I guess?
I think that it hurts. I think
Mhm.
it hurts because Trevor Lawrence made a comment when he was being drafted number 1 overall, and the comment said
Mhm.
something along the lines of, if I couldn't play football, I would still be happy. I could still find joy in life without the
Mhm.
game of football. And literally every ESPN channel turned against him and was like,
Yeah.
does he take football serious? Is it important to him? So what that tells me is that there is, at least in the owner, GM, upper office people, there is a deep desire to know how much the game matters to the players they put on the field.
Yeah.
And the fact that Lamar didn't go out onto the field in this game and play, even if he wasn't 100%, even want to go out there and play 80%, I think that would be a really hard thing to overcome. But if the Ravens were to just get kind of destroyed out here, it would have been like, man,
Mhm.
Lamar is, he's really like the
He's
glue
the
holding the
team.
team. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And honestly, if that ball doesn't get stripped at the goal line, the Ravens could have won this game. They scored the same amount of offensive
Mhm.
touchdowns, as the same amount of offensive points as the Bengals, and it was their defense, and that's why he's got the game ball and he's standing on the field.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hubbard, man, what a
I don't think it helps Lamar Jackson.
no, and I I'm seeing Sam Hubbard on here. He just looks like he looks like a fucking just a monster. But anyway, um, I agree, man. This hurts Lamar 100%. It's almost like an abandonment, right? Because you got Trevor Lawrence saying that comment, and here he is in the playoffs, right? You've got Lamar Jackson, who's a former MVP, but wants to negotiate his own salary and isn't on the field for an important playoff game against a division rival. That's the first game in the playoffs, a division rival. Like, come on, you don't want to play that game? That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
So it definitely does hurt him. And like you said, if the Ravens just got blown out, then it would be like, okay, Lamar is obviously this Ravens team, but you see that they almost, their playbook is whether or not Lamar plays. Their playbook is the same. They're going to play with a guy like who they're going to try to have Huntley or whoever else try to play like Lamar. And Huntley did pretty well. Like you said, they scored the same amount of points as the Bengals, man. That's saying something.
Yeah.
So I think if they could just maybe either trade Lamar at this point, which I think they might, and they get a quarterback, or work with Huntley next year, or they're able to get a quarterback, then I think that's kind of the route you go. But overall, this game for Lamar, not a good look, man. Not a good look at all.
Totally agree with that. And we do have some things kind of cleared up here. So the Bengals will play Buffalo, and
let's go.
So I don't know if the NFL has addressed that, but would that be on a neutral field or no?
That's right. I forgot about that. So I think it will be in Detroit.
Oh, okay. So it would be.
Yeah, and let's see here, to face the Bills. No, Cincy will Buffalo to take on the number 2 seed Bills next weekend, while the Jaguars will face the top seeded Chiefs in Kansas City.
Yeah. So I was going to say. So Buffalo will be at home for that game?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. That's what I'm reading from this NFL article, like right now, that just came out. What was it? Like,
yeah.
Minutes ago.
I punched these teams in really quick because the Giants will play Philly now that they were able to beat Minnesota, and then the winner of Tampa Bay Dallas plays the 49ers.
Oh, so, yeah, that's going to be a good game too.
Yeah, and our projection, I know we predicted, it was like, okay, the winner of the Bengals and Buffalo will play Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, and the Eagles and the Niners will play in the NFC Championship game. I don't think any of that's changed. Has it changed for you?
No. At this point, though, I think man, it's still tough to call the Bengals Bills, because they both struggled against third string quarterbacks. They both struggled, and their offense didn't look as great as it did in the regular season. But I think this makes for a better matchup for the Bills Bengals. I think this just makes for they're going to want to prove themselves, because people are saying that, yeah, they won their games, right? But people are definitely saying, like, damn, you did not look good against a third string quarterback. If Tua was in there, would it be different? Would it be the Dolphins playing the Bengals? Would it, you know what I mean? Like, just stories, things that you kind of talk about for games like this. So now I think it's going to be a prove it. So I think the points are definitely going to go up for both of these teams. It's not going to be 24-17. I'm talking like closer to the 40s, 35, 38.
Really?
Yeah, I'm thinking 42-35, 42-38, something like that for next week's divisional round between the Bills and the Bengals.
Wow. Well, that is going to be bringing a lot of importance into the Monday night game tomorrow with Tampa Bay Dallas. Do you think the fact that we know the winner of that game plays the 49ers, do you think any of those teams match up better with the Niners, whether it's Tampa Bay or Dallas?
It's a little bit tough to say. I would say that the defense on the Dallas side would probably match up better against Purdy. And I think, honestly, even against the Bucs, the Dallas defense looks to be a really good matchup up against the Bucs offense. Just kind of looking forward to that. And like you said, does it match up well against the 49ers? It might. Purdy had a really good game, and he is riding a hot streak like no other. Like we have not really seen this in the NFL for a while, I think. Maybe you go back to Patrick Mahomes, when in his first starting year, something like that. I don't know, but it's just looking very impressive from Purdy's standpoint. But the defense for Dallas is good, so maybe he might have like a quick like welcome to the NFL type of moment, something that he hasn't had yet, I think, in my opinion. So who knows? But I think the Dallas Cowboys defense is probably the better matchup against this Niners offense.
Yeah, I totally agree. I really wish there could have been a way that the Ravens could have won that game, only because, or not even won the game, but I think I would have had a lot more peace if it would have gone into overtime.
Yeah.
It just kind of felt like not very good closure. The way it happened was like, oh,
Yeah.
come on. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely though. Don't think Lamar Jackson. I mean, you could make an argument that if Lamar was in this game, the Ravens, you could say that he is valuable enough where the Ravens would have won easily.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could have, but I think so. This is what I will say for like Josh Allen, for Joe Burrow, and those offenses against these third string quarterbacks, right? I think if you know going into it, we're going up against Tua, we're going up against Lamar Jackson. I think that maybe steps your game up a level. If I don't know
I know
what
what
it
you
is.
mean.
You know, like I think back in my Pee Wee days. You know, sometimes it'd be like we are playing against this running back, Pee Wee football in our league.
Pee-wee days.
Yeah, where it's like we have to shut this guy down. And if we knew he was out, we're like, woof, we got a bit of a break, right? It just seemed that way. I think that translates perfectly because it's the same sport, not really, but it's a different league. You know, it's football. You kind of go into it and you're like, all right, we're not necessarily going up against Lamar, we're not necessarily going up against Tua. The team is good, but I mean, this is the focal point. This is the focal point of the team is the quarterback. So maybe we don't necessarily need to play at the high level we should, but if they were to show up now, it's like, oh shit, we got to be on our A plus game.
Yeah, and it almost feels like that's kind of how some of these teams have been riding this whole entire wave. When you think of like Brock Purdy, and we never got a chance to talk about it. We'll definitely do a deeper debrief on it. But you saw Purdy score 41 points against the Seahawks, and it just seemed kind of effortlessly done. And it just seems kind of like, is there anybody that is going to be able to actually shut down what it is the 49ers are doing? And why shouldn't I believe that the 49ers are the best team in the NFL? And
Yeah.
I've been saying it over and over, and it just seems like everyone's kind of waiting for Purdy to have like a human moment, and it just hasn't happened yet. And honestly, if you're one of those people waiting for the human moment, I think Seattle is tough to say, oh, he won't have one, because
Yeah.
Seattle's not that great of a team. You know, they're a playoff team, you know, because some teams lost, whatever. But will they be able to do that against Tampa or Dallas? And even if they do it against Tampa, right? Tampa's another bad team.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the way it's set up is weird, because the perk of getting the first seed is that you get to play the lowest remaining seed, which means it's supposed to mean you're playing the worst NFC team that's still alive.
Yeah.
But because Tampa Bay won their division at such a shitty division, it was such a bad record. They are probably the worst team, Tampa, right now in the NFC, but they're a 4 seed. So the 49ers actually get lucky that they get to play the Bucks if they beat Dallas.
They were, yeah.
And meanwhile, the Giants, probably the hotter team between Tampa, Dallas, are the ones that go to Philly. So it actually works out in a weird way, but it's the playoffs. It's never going to make perfect sense.
No, and that's going to be a hell of a matchup. The Philly, the Eagles versus the Giants, man. NFC East.
What if I think the Eagles could just 14-41. Like,
do you think so?
I think the Eagles and 49ers are just a lot better than the rest of the teams.
Yeah, and I would definitely put them at the top 2 because Dallas offense not that great, Tampa Bay Bucks overall team not that great, Giants offense definitely showed out, and their defense is kind of somewhat of a weak point, although Thibodeau's been playing really well. But not that great of a team either. So yeah, the Eagles and the 49ers, probably the best 2 teams in the NFC. So real quick, Steve is saying Purdy is in a Dak situation from his rookie year. The team overall is amazing. That is their best shot at that Super Bowl path. Do you agree with that? Like is Purdy right now? Is Purdy and the 49ers right now at their peak of making the Super Bowl and actually having a shot at winning it?
No, they're not. And I do think that the 49ers have a really solid team built around them, and that Brock Purdy is benefiting from those playmakers. I'm not like one of those people that are like, no, Brock Purdy's the reason the Niners are good. It's just he's doing more than not screwing it up, right? And he's averaging a lot of points. But to say like right now that Brock Purdy's like in the perfect scenario, I think you could hardly say that because Brock Purdy has 7 games under his belt.
Yeah,
He's still
yeah.
learning how to read defenses. He's not even like some, undrafted quarterback that they just found and he's been in the league 7 years on practice
Mhm,
squads. This dude's fresh out of Iowa State. Not even
mhm.
a college team that's known for, playing, elite talent. So yeah, I think that Brock Purdy is learning every time he takes the field. He just happens to be one of those guys that knows how to get ready on the way without anybody knowing that he's getting ready. I
Yeah.
I, I think we haven't even seen the ceiling of Brock Purdy, and it would almost be impossible to say you have. I think.
Yeah, there's still so much to Brock Purdy, I would say. Uh, like you said, he's played in 7 games. He's played his first playoff game, and he played really well. So this isn't necessarily like a recipe for success, but it is definitely something to look at and be like impressed by, right? So
Yeah,
going into next season, how does these first few games and the playoff translate into starting game 1 of the 2023 season and playing an entire 17 game season? How does this translate well into doing that? Like, is he going to keep the same? Because at one point, I feel like everyone has their slip ups, everyone has their games, stretch of games that they're not looking that good. What you do with that player at that point is what matters, right? Like Josh Allen was having a bad stretch of games there. Did they sit him for, I don't know who the backup is? No, he's Josh fucking Allen.
yeah,
Sure, you're gonna be like, hey, he's not looking too out. What's going on there? He's gonna make that up later in the season. He did. He won his first playoff game this year, right? It's just gonna happen. So what you do with Brock Purdy after this is all over, however it ends, going into next year, I just there's just so much. There's just so much to unravel with Purdy, that it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be very exciting.
yeah. Especially because we've never seen anything like it. And
Yeah,
how many times in your lifetime have you heard somebody say that and it's not true?
I know, right?
But when
I
it
can't think of how many.
Yeah, but, because people throw words around like family
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff like that. But
yeah.
no, this is one of those things that we've never seen before. And
Hmm.
it is kind of hard trying to maneuver it because you do have this gut reaction that's kind of a defensive mechanism to let you know that it's luck. And there's a
Hmm.
human moment around the corner because it doesn't make sense because Brock Purdy doesn't have intangibles and speed and crazy
Yeah,
arm talent. It
yeah.
almost seems like when I watch the game that he is watching the game in slow motion,
Hmm.
and he's also, like, just extremely comfortable and confident in who he is. Like, there's times I see a quarterback and it's like, "Man, they are desperate to make a big play." Josh Allen looked like that today. I
Yeah,
just need one big play to validate who I am and that I belong here and my team is good.
yeah.
Brock Purdy goes out there just with a swagger that's
Hmm.
like, I have nothing to prove. I'm just here to take care of business.
I'm here to have
Eh
fun
yeah,
too.
I'm
Honestly.
here to rock and roll and Purdy all night long. Like,
I like that. I like that. All right, well, that was the end of the game, Kyle. Obviously, we were talking about the punishment for me for the record overall, but we're
oh,
gonna
it's a
we're
good
gonna
one.
we're
It's a
gonna
good one.
talk about that. Okay, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow on tomorrow's episode of Only Football. Did you want to tease what we were gonna start doing in the off season after the Super Bowl's over? Did you want to tease it here? Did you want to tease it next on the episode tomorrow?
We could tease it really quick. I have
All
everything
right,
ready for a tease.
all right.
You
Let's do
ready?
it. Let's do it. Here we go. Everybody listening, we're gonna give you guys a quick taste of what to look forward to in the off season. And here it is, Kyle. Go ahead.
So when we get into the offseason, what team's home is the longest continuously occupied stadium in the NFL? Is it A, the 49ers, B, the Chargers, C, Cowboys, or D, Packers?
49ers. We're doing trivia, baby. Get ready, everybody, for some NFL trivia during the off season, after the playoffs, after the Super Bowl is all done with. We are going to be doing only football NFL trivia with all you guys. So this is even more, we were talking about engaging with our audience and stuff like that. Steve, you mentioned that this is even more a better way to engage with you guys, is to ask you guys questions, kind of go through the trivia and see what kind of answers we get. So, tell your friends
together.
And learn together. Yeah. What was the answer to that question, by the way? Was it the 49ers? It was either that or the Packers.
It was a tease. I'm not supposed to answer it.
Oh, okay. I kind of like that.
What if that one comes up in real life?
Oh, that's true. Okay. Then don't
Honestly,
say the answer.
I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a but the Cowboys. No, I'm gonna go with the Chargers because they're in Los Angeles. I would assume there's a lot of venues in Los Angeles.
But the Chargers just moved to Los Angeles.
Yeah, but this is a brand new game. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go 49ers on that one, but
are you?
We will wait until that question comes up during the trivia. So we wanted to give you guys a quick taste of what's going to happen during the offseason. Obviously, we're whittling down to 3 more weeks left in the NFL season. And what a great season it has been. Obviously, the postseason has been just as good, if not better. So wanted to give you guys a quick little taste on what we're going to be doing in the offseason with our trivia nights here on Only Football.
The answer is Packers.
Oh, God damn it.
Who would have thought?
Me. I thought it was either them or the 49ers.
No one. There's venues in Green Bay. What is it? A cheese gathering?
No, it's talking about who's been there the most in their stadium.
Oh, I misread the question or misunderstood. What team's home is the lungs continuously occupied? Oh, I could have gotten that if I would have just paid more attention.
Kyle's
I was like, occupied.
Incorrect.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm like thinking of concerts and whatnot.
Don't worry, we'll make sure Kyle understands the questions when he reads them.
Thank you. Seriously. Well, dude, thanks for jumping on, and everybody else for jumping in and enjoying the wild card weekend together. Tomorrow we got our concluding game, and I said it to Rick, and I don't know if I said it to him on air or not, so I'll say it again. The Tampa Bay Dallas game, I believe, will be the most watched Monday night football game of all time. I think it'll do huge numbers, and it's going to be it's just cool when the country's watching something together. We're all experiencing the same thing, that the reactions on social media. So definitely check out that game with us tomorrow so we can all watch that together. It's going to be a huge game. Will the Cowboys cowboy? Will Tom Brady pull out a vintage moment, or will he walk off the field and Giselle will be laughing at him and as he cries and signs autographs like the guy in Space Jam? Michael Jordan, remember when he gets chained and shackled and he has to sign alien autographs all day? Is that going to be Tom Brady after the game, or will we get a vintage moment?
Tom Brady, I need you to play catch with my kid for the cameras. I don't really want to. Play catch with my kids, goddammit. Real quick, let's hit these comments before we get out of here. Steve saying, I may miss you guys next weekend on vacation, but we'll try to engage if I can. Keep up the great work. Steve, no worries, man. You're always here with our stream. So if you miss a stream, don't even worry about it. We just enjoy. Yeah, we have a great time, and we enjoy every time you're on here. Robert, excited for trivia, saying, woohoo, trivia. Love it. And then KC, a leap into the unknown.
Whoa, that's deep.
That's deep, KC.
That's really deep. Like a Lambo leap.
All right. Well, from us here at Only Football, Kyle, where can they follow you on Twitter?
You can follow me at FTBL Only Podcast. Right? It's a mirror. Dang it.
And you can follow me at And Now Rick on Twitter, as well as the Star 6 Media page at _Star 6 Media. And you can follow us at Star 6 Media on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch to catch all of our live streams, a bunch of updates, some posts that we're putting up. I had my dog picking the wild card weekend. So far, he's 2 for 2. I don't know. I forget if he picked the Bengals, so now he's 3 for 2.
Dude, your dog's better than you.
I know, it's kind of embarrassing. But yes, it's just go follow us, check for all the updates. And again, trivia in the off season. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But I also, before we get out of here, I want to say this, and I know Kyle hates it. Kyle hates when I do this.
Oh God,
but
no, we're not.
All the
No.
props to Kyle for streaming through 4 games this weekend, for putting his body through that, for sitting in that same chair for about 24 hours, streaming football, just putting comments up, updating the ticker, doing all the work that he's been doing. So big props to Kyle. Let's give him some clap emojis if you guys can. I love it. Kyle hates it. Kyle hates it, but I'm going to do it every time he's putting in the work.
Getting a round of applause for watching football. I never thought this day would come.
You're goddamn right you are. But if you guys put some clapping emojis here in the comments, that'd be great. So
you guys are awesome.
Yeah. So other than that, we will be live tomorrow for Monday Night Football. And then right after, we're going to be live with our episode of Only Football. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Kyle, do you have anything else before we skedaddle up out of here?
No, that's all I got. You're going to take some much needed rest and take a cough drop. Really quick, I do have one more thing. We're not the only ones on the hustle, because they don't know. They may not know, if you only watch this show, that Rick doesn't just hop in and do this show. He does other shows as well. He does a Chicago podcast, and he's got all kinds of stuff going on. So you're doing just as much as me. I just do it in one day, what you do in a week. Sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to take a cough drop, a bubble bath, recenter, maybe some yoga, and we're going to be back fresh and better than ever for tomorrow. Very important game coming up. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, guys. See ya.
See ya.